Hello, everyone. We are here with the Ordeals of Livistio. My camera refuses to stay in one location, but I'm your host, John Dungeon Master. Here with me are my performative, patient pacifiers, also known as Redcorn, Greg, Henrietta, and Rube. How's it going?
Going great.
I meant players, not pacifiers. Fuck.
We pacify the situations.
We're going to diplomats and pacify.
You guys might pacify the situation, but I just suck on my thumb.
Like a true barbarian does.
Wasn't there a Vin Diesel movie called The Pacifier?
There was. It was a mistake.
It was. Oh no.
It might have been The Rock. I don't know. I confuse the those two a lot. They're
Vin
pretty much the same
Diesel.
person.
We love Vin Diesel and The Rock in this Discord now, I guess.
The cover photo for it, he's carrying two babies.
Do
Yeah,
you not
Vin
carry
Diesel
two
is
babies?
less chiseled, I think,
No.
than The Rock, and that's all I got.
Well, regardless.
Because he's not a
Rube.
rock.
Rube,
Yes.
how are you?
I'm hatless, but I'm fine.
Oh no. Well, that's good to hear. Henrietta, how about you?
I'm good. I'm so excited to be Snefru's distant cousin.
Yeah, the half-a-halfling.
The half-a-half.
Very cool, very cool. Greg, how are you doing?
I'm alive.
Hell yeah. Corin?
Yo, we're here, we're present, we're doing it.
We're doing it. Red, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm in close proximity to Snefru's hat. So, the world's going great.
Alright. Well, guys, it seems like I am eager to jump into it, and I hope you are too. So without further ado, who wants to give the recap of what happened last week? Hen?
Not me.
Hen, you look like you have something you want to say.
Listen, I don't.
Why not?
What I'm thinking of is I don't remember the name I gave to this character that I created. All I remember, it was supposed to sound really close to Snefru, but not exactly.
Well, can you give us a recap of how you ended up in this situation?
I mean, I don't really want to, because it's fine, and yeah, nothing's wrong.
John, we should get like 1 hour into the game and then ask, how did we get here? And then we get the recap.
And then we recap.
Works. What?
We found well first of all, we did a great job sacking our own castle. Such a great job that we found what may or may not be a rough draft or a completed version of a flyer that first of all calls Glynis the king's half brother, which, like, whoa, real big, like, family reveal there. This is almost a Kardashians, episode at this point.
I don't have a big enough ass.
I'll work on that.
I'm gonna do squats from here on out.
I did
and then
squats
also that he's evil and terrible or something and is overthrowing the government and not to believe him. And we kind of panicked. And also there was a bounty put on Yancey's head, but that's not as surprising, I think, out of the things that have happened at about time, frankly. Have committed many crimes. Snefru, Arrow, and like NB everyone. It's chill, we're good. Fight on. And then we met up with our soldiers, and they were like, we don't know what the fuck you're talking about with this letter thing, but thanks for sharing it with us. Not the soldiers, like the commanders of all the soldiers, and Glynis got to be really princely and assign them duties and also really humble, and so he lost point of tyranny for that. Good for him.
Sure.
Your dad has escaped somewhere yonder with the pirates that he had slapped badges onto, just like little stickers. and
Yes,
also
they're
all
known
the
to have.
demons. Most of the demons. So yeah, Stickers exist now. They do.
It says sheriff, but it's misspelled. It only has like
Yeah,
one F.
exactly. Sharif.
Sharif.
And in a really great moment of intelligence, we sent a lot of spells back and forth trying to explain a really complicated situation to two people that have not been involved in any capacity at all. And to rectify that, we've decided to go talk to them in person. Some of us. And then Dizem and I are on our way. While they're doing that, while they're sneaking around the Neordians to go talk to, I think, the prince first is what you guys were gonna do. And I think you made it there towards the end. I don't remember exactly, because I was more fixed on the fact that I had created a new race. And was really hoping, really hoping that my spells will last long enough for me to pull this off.
It's okay. You've been double bagged. Like
Yeah,
they
I've been double bagged. Yeah, because the hat was too big. I have Sneffry's hat, and what was the name of the what did I name myself? I gave myself a really weird, dumb name.
You
This
said
is what I
all
get.
Bremish wizards' names start with S, and you gave yourself an S name.
Yeah, I think it was an SN specifically. Oh man, if anyone remembers, that'd be great. Because I don't.
I have no idea. It escapes
If you don't
me.
know, John, I'll just come up with another one.
You'll
And I'll just
have to
keep
come
coming
up
up
with
with
a new
different
name.
names.
Snatty
okay with that.
Flanagan. I don't know. Just-
I don't know.
Oh no.
I might call myself Snaggy.
Indeed. However,
I'm
we
Snoop.
left off with
Snoop
Yonsei
motherfuckers.
in a burlap bag, Dizem on the back of a horse, assumedly with Yonsei, who's been double bagged. And you two are being taken / escorted / kidnapped to the Hammer, Mill himself.
Is it kidnapping if it's consensual?
Yes. It's not abduction, but it is kidnapping. Another one of our team members, named Glynis Marchette, has snuck into the Neordian camp within the Duchess's territory, close to a lumber mill, where Prince Vidar is camped out at. Now, chronologically, Dizem and Yonsei will get to the Hammer on the morrow, to say the least. As John pukes in his mouth and feels incredibly disgusted with himself. Oh, God.
My God, John. Are you hungover?
No.
Currently drunk.
He just took a look at my face. I have
You've lost your audio now, John.
Does someone do like really good lip reading and figure out what he's saying?
John,
Yeah.
enunciate.
Oh, we heard you.
Saying
Check it there.
Why?
Oh, no,
Right?
I hear him crying. I hear him
That
crying.
was crisp.
I hate my software, fellas.
He says he hates
We can hear that.
Yeah, thank you.
That's what I heard.
We're back.
You're welcome.
Alright, I'll keep an eye on that throughout this session and not lean back at all. I'll only lean forward. Ursale, Sneffru, you are inside of the city of Livistio as we speak. You were left behind by the prince, by Yonsei and Dizem, and I want to do a quick catch-up with you both. Especially Sneffru, because he just gave away his hat, which is a big no-no in Bremish law. So Sneffru, what's going through your mind right now as you gave away your hat literally for no reason?
I gave away my hat because I was under the impression I was sneaking out with Glynis and I was going to pose as a small child. So I gave away my hat and then I went looking for the prince.
Oh no.
We did a really good job of communicating our plans to each other last episode. I think that's very clear to
Really
everyone
effective.
here. We just, we're like a close-knit unit,
One
a
mind,
veritable
truly.
machine, a hive mind, yeah.
Yeah, like I was totally on the page that Yonsei was gonna disguise themselves as Snefru, and totally didn't think why would they do that. Like I was very
Well, you
in
were
a
part
mess
of the hive
situation.
mind. You would know. You have to get in
We're
here.
all
with
part of the
us.
hive mind.
Oh no. Well, Sneffer's beginning to look for the prince who left hours ago. And we'll find her Sale instead.
Sneffer, I didn't know you were balding under there.
I'm not. It's. Anyways. Have you seen the prince?
I think he left.
That changes everything. I miss my hat. What must we do? Well, we must keep the city defenders in check and morale up until His Highness returns. What to do?
So where do you think the king actually went?
Well, we should. Let's see. He had a fleet of ships, so he couldn't have gone upriver, so he probably went definitely towards Belia. Curious. Don't have much to add. I'm a little hungover, guys. Went to a sweet potato festival last night that didn't have sweet potatoes, but did have beer.
Snapper went to a sweet potato festival, or Sale, when you weren't paying attention. And now he's a little bit drunk, a little bit hungover.
Wasn't even
Oh
sweet
yeah,
potatoes.
sorry, I ate all the sweet potatoes.
Okay.
We're gonna have the cheese baron and the yam baron. A veritable crew of foodstuff thieves.
We are a charcuterie board at
a
heart.
charthievery board.
Snefru, my buddy, my pal, abandoned your disguise as a child with a full beard and goatee, if your portrait has anything left to say anything about. Seems to have gone afoul almost immediately. And now you're left alone without your hat but your spell book. Do you feel a little bit like a renegade wizard right now?
Very much so.
Does that put concern in your heart?
Yes, it does put concern in his heart. He's very scared. And he's nervous for the future. And he wants his hat back.
You can keep that hat back if you ever want to take it seriously.
Beyonce's a wizard now. I don't know what to say.
Snefru, there's now a powerful demon on the loose, and perhaps even outside of our country, if your claims of them going to Belia are to be listened to. Do you think it is not time to inform some people who might care?
It is... This is a good point to make, but who to tell first? And it feels almost like betraying the prince to go inform other nations without his leave.
I mean, it is, I guess, beyond just our duty to this country to see these things done, right?
No, this is true. This is true.
If he was still holed up into the castle, we could say we had it contained. That's one thing.
Mm. What do you suggest?
I know very little of fighting these demons. I know Rian, who was a powerful ally to the Bear Mother in fighting these demons before. I hear tales of Glynis's ancestors as well. I think most folks with sense would be against seeing demons in our realm. But these are some of the things that come to mind first.
It would not be untoward to send a message back to Brimland or to the Sorceress Rian, though she seemed quite stalwart in her neutrality.
In the fight between the countries, but in the fight against demons?
You make a good pointer, Sally. She might not welcome me sending a message through arcane means. But I'm willing to try. I will do my last sending for a while. Just a quick message to the Sorceress Rian. Let me post it. Okay. Great Sorceress Rian. Demons have come to Livistio. One named Sig Momoth. I felt you should be warned. We have lost them, for now.
I think you have 3 more, if you can fit something in.
I have nothing to add.
Okay. You will get a response back from Rian.
It says, good luck, winky face.
Heart emoji.
Heart
Heart
emoji, yeah. Exclamation point, upside down, exclamation point. Rian will give you a brief response of good luck. No, God damn it. How could I contain myself? That sounds terrible. I will look into the demon and its history. How fucked is Livistio? Question marks for the rest of the characters allowed.
I don't think there's a character limit.
You will then get an immediate sending sent to you, Snefru, allowing you to respond. That is 3,000 question marks. Which is roughly a page and a half of just pure question marks.
pretty rough here. The prince is, and he looks around. The prince is off to diplomats. I think we can manage the war. The demons are the greater threat.
I like the confidence.
Yeah, 2 words
Definitely
left.
winning the war.
We got this.
Winning the war, but demons. ...
If I could meta interject, we learned
do.
that the treasury is emptied, right? The king or the demons or somebody has taken all of the like money of Livistio, which seems important. There seems to have been an attempt to spread dissent or unrest amongst the like nobility and lay doubt to our validity. I think this is an important thing that might be like part of how fucked is Livistio. Also, like if you, I guess you don't care. You think we're gonna crush the war? Absolutely, fists up. Let's go. But I think those two things seem like important things to like, perhaps say like we're broke, the money's gone, they've absconded somewhere. Also, our like legitimacy is at least under
Question.
threat, if we're under question potentially.
Yeah, I say what the prince said.
All right, you get like halfway through. You add
The prince,
the
as usual,
5
is like
lines,
more word vomit.
Treasury gone, king in the wind. And that is effectively, 7 extra words, which I'm sure you had room for. Or if not, king in. Or just ends with king. Who knows? You will not get a sending spell sent back to you. For undoubtedly Rien will go about getting out of her comfy garden chair and go look up demon names to see if Sigma Moth has been in the history before. In the meantime, Ursale, do you feel proud getting Snefru to call for Big Mom Rien?
Yeah, I mean, we need help. We need help.
Okay. Then next on my chronological checklist is Glynis, who we ended with last session. Glynis, you are in a conversation with Princess Elise Vialveg, or Elisa, whose name I can't remember. I know it has an Ali in it, though. You are speaking with her about Rahamaran, a Neordian god who apparently watches those who struggle, and also has a thing for empowering weak people, or weak in a more traditional sense. You know that her champion, Pia Kirkland, is somewhere else within this army as part of Emil Hammer's retinue. Or perhaps as a lieutenant or a sub-warlord.
I think we've seen them when they read the mind of our Rube.
This is the scene that Vidar Valveg, the half-orc son of the king that is at war with your country, comes in on as he finds you two effectively sitting on a pillow nest, I guess, across from one another awkwardly. And he's just towering above you both in the tent entranceway.
I'd like to get up, I suppose, as I notice the towering man enter, and give a like formal bow, like as if we were in a throne room, and say, "My lord Vidar, I'm glad to see you. I apologize for the sendings earlier. It seems more prudent to speak in person."
Vidar will look to his half sister and will tell her quickly, "Get out. Why are you here?" And she will sheepishly suddenly start walking towards the entranceway, as if waiting for him originally, and now is quite curtly dismissed. As John...
I give her a, courtly bow as well. Like, "My lady."
She will curtsy but remain silent, and revealed that behind the tent wall there are... maybe not this one. There are other half-orcs standing dressed in a similar splint mail fashion as Prince Vidar, who looks like he just got back from the front lines. Vidar will hurl his battle axe to the ground, into the corner of the tent, and look at you, quite annoyed, and will motion for you to step away from the tent walls and to tone your voice down, and he will... What the fuck is happening with your country?
Too many things, unfortunately. Would you like the long or the short story?
How much time do you have?
I'm uncertain. I think more than I might... I think I have a reasonable amount of time.
Okay. I am being watched by my brother's spies. They can't make it close to this tent, but they will have noticed someone walking up to my guards and then being in conversation with my half-sister. So, in 5 minutes, this meeting will end, and I'm gonna send you to, and he gestures southward, to the Red Blade, who sent me a message of, or a messenger, I should say, questioning if we're still fighting. Now, I don't know what that means. So, I heard it's go time from a voice in my head.
I apologize for that. My wizard jumped the gun a little bit, but this is what I'd like to discuss. The country is in a strange spot, but for now, it is time to focus fully on the war. If I have 5 minutes, let me say this. It appears that your information that you gave me at the party about a demon in our court was correct. Unfortunately, I was unable to identify it in time. It has ensorcelled my father and has made off with him as well as our navy. We have defeated the remnants of its demon army in the castle and secured it ourselves. And now we have the ability to face our full attention to the war at hand. I have X many men doing this and X many men doing that, and I wish to be in communication with the Red Blade soon. Much as you heard a voice in your head, hers I'm sure was just as confusing. I wanted to coordinate. This will be a long and protracted war if we do not make decisive actions soon. And if we wait too long, the descent that the demon caused in the court, now that it has absconded on the rivers, I fear could come back to weaken our position further. I wish to crush the hammer between an anvil and a hammer. And these are my plans. And I talked to him about all the things that my generals and I discussed about writing out. And I'm like, what do you think about this? Does this seem good? Like, I'm strategizing with him. Unless he cuts me off and is like, yo, let's talk about demons first. Like, unless he's got it.
He's going to do that. Once you're like, we're gonna ride out of the city. Like, no, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not gonna ride out of the
Okay.
city, because every Neordian is going to instantly turn on you the moment you do. Currently, Emil is marching to Livistio. If you know where that is, I assume you know. It's your city.
I do.
Or
Yes.
at least a town. He inhales sharply for a moment. God damn it. I don't have enough people who are loyal specifically to me to turn on email. The people I've been left in command with are shitty levies that we have conscripted from farmlands. Now, what I can do is move the line back and effectively ignore Tafina Redblade as she meanders into Alien. That I can do, and it won't look like an absolute betrayal rather than the immediate one that will come, because once we swing at Emil, we need to kill him that day, and then we need to kill Prince Ragnar and also Bjarnstein, that piece of shit. When I am in command of the army in the third pecking order, then we can settle roughly peacefully, right? The demons, I don't know about. This is the wild card that all of us are questioning in this camp, because we know about them. We saw that weird fucking fog. We've been hearing all sorts of crazy shit coming from your camp, and P has been scrying on you guys. So, first of all, what the fuck? Why is your king giving us your city? Then you storm the city. We are so confused by what your strategy is. Do you guys even have a strategy as a nation? Or are we just fighting you? Because that's what it feels
You're fighting...
like right now.
I tell him he's fighting me. I essentially
Okay.
say,
Good
my
shit,
king was
then.
in lead.
You're fucking great.
I basically tell him, like, my king was in legion with demons and was actively throwing in order to perform some kind of demonic ritual. And
Okay.
it was my actions that stopped this and won the city. But at this point, command is mine and Tafina's until something else happens.
You don't have too much time. So, I'm going to pretend you're a Neordian messenger of mine. Send you to your Red Blade, okay? So that you can figure out what the fuck her entire thing is, because she's been actually going hard on us this entire time, and like non-stop killing, effectively, barely armed conscripts, right? So, I assume she
Happily
wasn't in
clear
on the
this up.
plan. But if she is your warlord here, or war leader, then you need to organize with her and come back to me so that I can sneak you out back to your city before dawn. And anybody else knows what's up. I want you to think, and this is a huge ask, I know it is, but my father has been saying for most of his life that Livistio has been run by fucking demons and needs to be put into the dirt before he dies. Now that we know that's true, and we know that you're not in on it, there might be actual room to negotiate a peace that doesn't involve everybody dying or one side losing or winning. I want you to know that, because Emil's a scary dude, and I don't think you, your party, and my friends can beat him and his retinue. He's a very scary man. it's a long shot, and it will kick the can down the road of who will become king in my country, but it will at least give an avenue for peace for you.
I admire your fine counsel, and I pose a question in return. It was my understanding that your position in Niord was tenuous, and that a peace of this type may imperil you, who has, to this point, proven a valuable and stalwart ally. Should I sue for peace with Emil Hammer, what would happen with you?
I will be fine. My sister, and he gestures towards the tent flap, she'll likely be married off as our king. Well, she'll be married off to get rid of a challenger to the throne. Regardless.
I will think on your words, Lord Vidar. But I am not one to back away from a challenge, and I have defeated demons and monsters and small armies in my time from impeccably strange and long odds. I am not unconfident in our chances to win, but your wisdom is appreciated and will be considered.
Thank you. Think about it. And he looks around a small bit of his own private quarters, I suppose, which is effectively just a cordoned off and curtained tent flap. And he will quite literally scribble nonsense onto a piece of parchment, quickly seal it, and then hand it to you, and say, go outside. My men will escort you south through the lines, the picket.
What is your military title, sir?
I am a warlord. And he looks at you for a moment, as he understands that this is not an actual noble title.
I guess... Does Glynis, as a student, like truly a student, has read books about this and studied, but probably hasn't been involved in it until now, understand how to, like, address a warlord?
It's normally the most casual way. It's like saying general or commander.
All right. Well, I guess the reason I ask this is Glynis gives the Neordian accent a little bit of a try and gives like a salute and loudly proclaims like, "Yes, my warlord," and is gonna put on his show and make prominent note of the sealed papers as he marches out to the waiting escort.
There are two half-orcs who you saw walk up with Vidar, or heard walk up with Vidar. You also see that Elise is standing nearby, but distantly, as you walk on, being escorted southbound.
Linus fights the urge to give a reassuring smile to the princess and channels his best Yonsei to play like a marching soldier.
You march on.
Yes. This lowly conscript has work to do.
Indeed. And you will pass some regular Neordian soldiers, people dressed in gambeson and orange sashes, who will walk past you, watching in curiosity. as Vidar sends an emissary to the enemy. Chronologically, we need to stick with you here, Glynis.
Okay.
But narratively, I want to jump forward in time and go to Dizem and Yonsei. So that's what I'm going to do. Yonsei, Dizem. It is the afternoon of the 3rd, meaning it is the late night of the 2nd for you, Glynis, and Snefru, and Ursale, that I want you 3 to stay locked into mentally, as these 2 travel through time in our calendar. Yonsei, Dizem, you've been hanging out with a Neordian squad for the past, 18 or so hours. Not once has Yonsei been allowed to leave the burlap sack, so how does that feel, first of all, Yonsei? Probably real bad.
It's pretty stinky in here.
It's like, just keep
really
that...
rude of them.
Oh god, what's that smell?
Yonsei doesn't stop talking, by the way, either. Like, this is not preventing conversation in any means. So, first time stuffing a wizard in a sack, hey? Just want you to know that's my natural state.
Good god.
You merely adopted the sack. I was born in one.
Yeah, at a wizarding school, one of the things they do to haze you is they stick you in a sack and then throw you in a river. So at least you haven't done that yet, right?
The kitten treatment?
Yeah.
Good god.
I think it's because I'm so small. Wizards, notoriously, are really tall, actually. I asked them to make my hat bigger.
I'm just gonna let you keep going.
Like,
This is what you...
I can just keep going. Like, I can just... Yonsei just doesn't, like...
You riff for 18
Yonsei
hours.
has, like, a shackled audience right now to, like, bounce some jokes off of, you know, to see reactions. And if people aren't responding...
Beyond captive. We don't have a captive audience. We have a shackled audience. They
Think you're trapping me?
John, the way you described it makes it sound like Yonsei might be forced to wear the bag. Every so often, like, they take Dyson's off, just like he's like, oh, it's a really nice day out today.
Yeah,
Just has normal conversations with them.
basically.
Show him like
No,
neat little
Yonsei stays
magic
in the
tricks.
Dyson
Yonsei
has a
in the
head
bag.
bag that he constantly takes off, and people aren't, like, mad when he does it for brief moments. And honestly, it is a charade, right? The whole reason that they have you put on a bag is so that you, quote-unquote, can't learn of the Neordian numbers as spies, right?
Mm-hmm.
So technically you're prisoners in this moment with the vague promise you'll be released.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Dizem apparently has extremely good reputation with the Neordians for some reason. Well, actually, we know those reasons. He's a cleric, and the Emil Hammer has said, if possible, to capture Dizem and turn him onto our side, then you should do it. So, apparently Dizem has a lot going for him on both sides of this war right now, and he could effectively dip whenever he wants from Livistio. So they're not too mad when Dizem does it. And a lot of people are curious about, like, so what's the deal with your goddess? And, like, how are you getting your powers from the ocean?
Oh,
Because
boy.
they're, like, super landlocked, and the bare limited access to the river is blocked by, like, 2 other countries, right? To get to the ocean. So they're very much like, so what's the ocean like? Tell us about it. Where have you come from? You're from this weird place.
Oh, don't get him started.
And
And
Yonsei's
it'll
in
be
the
converted.
background getting outright ignored. While the one guy next to her
Letting
is
you
just
know.
like,
Salt water seems cool until it's all you have to drink. By the way, does someone have some water? I'm really thirsty.
they waterboard you.
Hello?
The burl.
How funny would it be
Oh.
if amongst the like members of this army is the one dude that we like
The
saw
one guy that was converted.
in Neordians lands and like converted to the Riptide?
We love religion.
He's like, actually, I know all the answers.
good, lively mood that follows this gaggle of strangers as they walk into the camp of Emil Hammer. Which is predictably not fun. Bags are beginning to get removed. Yonsei, do you disguise yourself once more?
Yes, I do.
Go ahead and click that for posterity.
I'll put up my spell. So since they haven't seen me for the past, like, however many hours.
Like 18.
Yeah. I'm just gonna very slightly, like, alter my appearance, like, the appearance that I originally presented them, just, like, for funsies, you know? And just...
a different hair color.
Yeah, just, like, slightly redder hair, you know, and maybe some freckles now.
Freckles. One of them is like, didn't you have mutton chops when we put you in this thing?
Well, the chafing was really severe, actually.
You shaved in the bag?
I'm a man of many talents. I don't know what to tell you.
Never underestimate a wizard.
Never underestimate a wizard. We can do things in the worst of circumstances.
Can't you prestidigitate your filth off of yourself?
You
Can't you
wouldn't have to smell me
apparate
anymore,
your
and
smell away?
I'm just saying. This
You do
is
not
for
like
you more than for
Ode
me.
to Adventurer? This is a very pricey perfume, I'll have you know.
God. Dyson, your bag is taken off, and you are brought forth to a large tent wall, I suppose. Great big walls of fabric and canvas have been lined up with posts to obscure who it is camping inside the central, well, camp. You hear the din of hundreds of people. You see to your immediate south that there is a grand windmill that seems to be occupied by Neordians on a hill. You sense Alien is to your west. You are effectively in a field off the road that leads to Livistone. And you are taking in all the sensory information when Emil Hammer comes out. And Yonsei, staring at Emil Hammer for the first time, I believe. Question mark? You
Yes.
nod your head. Look at what is most probably the... How can I describe this with more flair? I don't think I can. He's just a really boring looking guy. His eyebrows are heavy. His beard is clean shaven because he doesn't want to deal with facial hair. He is average height. He doesn't appear to be any great warrior. He has a maul, but like... He's kind of using it as, like, a support/walking stick, which I guess is kind of weird. But still, you don't sense this great aura of, like, fear and power that you expected from the guy invading this country.
Mm-hmm. Which is, in itself, powerful.
Indeed. Dyson, you see Emil Hammer again, not the old man. And as he looks to you, he questions, are you defecting?
Sadly, not today.
Sadly. I'd like to, but not now.
What the fuck's going on with Livistio, Dyson?
Oh, where to begin? There's a lot, Emil. There is so much. It's one of the main reasons I'm still over there. Just gotta help clean things up.
Are you here on behalf of your prince?
No.
Then why are you here?
I wanted to see you and Casper, check up on you guys. Casper asked if I could heal his other eye, and I've got some free time again. Decided to come on
Yeah.
down. It's really
And
nice
what's
walk.
this thing? And he gestures vaguely to Yonsei.
Oh, I thought we had to have a second for parlays. I thought it was kind of like the norm.
Oh, you're parlaying.
Yes, I was trying to parlay, and then they shackled us and put bags on our head.
All
I got
business
2
before
bags.
pleasure, then. What do you wish to parlay? I don't have prisoners if you want them.
Oh no, not prisoners. I'm here to just talk to Casper, heal his other eye.
That's not
Got a
what
letter about
parlay's
it.
For.
That's not what a parlay's for?
No.
People have not explained the rules of war to me. I really thought that's what that was about. Just you can go talk to the other leaders. And like,
Tried to
I
explain
don't know,
that
like, have a
technically we do get
picnic?
something in return. It's not really listening. It's fine. I'll stand over here.
His eyes go crossed for a moment as Yonsei begins to speak over you, Daisen. You know, in war, we don't normally allow for social visits, Daisen. But you're a strange guy in a strange land, with strange companions. I feel like I've seen that hat somewhere before.
I think it's Brimish?
Yeah, we all get them. Made by the same woman.
I don't know. I didn't get to choose my second. It was just assigned to me.
It's a great ceremony.
Yeah.
They measure our heads. It's nice.
Alright, well. I guess I'll interrogate you now. Email doesn't look too thrilled about that.
Just ask us.
Yeah. I'll leave
Like
the
an interview.
torturing to Pia. She likes that.
Good for her. It's nice to have a hobby.
He goes, as you say it's nice to have a hobby, his face goes like a dead fish. I used to have a hobby.
You used to do before war.
Daisen! What's the deal with your country you're fighting for? Their king refuses to fight. He invites us in to destroy a city. And then his son comes out of nowhere with the left hook. Which isn't, you know, unexpected. It's actually kind of welcome, knowing that someone in this shithole has the will to fight me. But I'm not going to lie. I feel kind of neglected by the king of this country.
I think, in total, the entire time I've been here, I don't know if the king has said a single word to me.
Yeah.
I've talked to a lot of nobles, a lot of prince. What I'm trying to say is, I don't know where the king is, honestly.
Okay.
I think he's somewhere.
What's the deal with the demons? I've had to kill like 50 demons since I came here. They keep trying to
Yeah, tell me
assassinate
about
me.
I've killed many demons as well. It's getting a real problem. They're trying to like mind control our entire army, but I stopped them
Okay.
from producing fog.
Very cool. That was you
And then-
guys doing the fog bullshit?
Well, as the demons, I destroyed the fog with
Okay.
magic.
You know,
It's a whole thing. I don't know.
that night, some of our guys got enchanted by it too. But you know, we're Neordian, so all it did was confuse people.
Yeah. I don't know how many casualties happened that night, but I can tell you that my days after that were really busy with
Yeah.
making sure people weren't bleeding out and dying in our streets.
Okay. I got another question for you.
Oh, go hit me.
Yeah, why? So Smiling Sam came to visit us, looking for your prince by our end of the river that we took control over. Did your prince go missing at some point? Like, why was a butler just looking for him? It was the weirdest fucking thing in the world.
So, like, shorthand version, he was controlled by demons, right, during that time. We
Okay.
then used a lot of magic and medicine to free him of control of demons. And then we went on, like, a weird magical trip to a land and then talked to gods. And I don't really know what happened because they refused to let me in the cave of gods. And then, like,
Yeah.
Ursula got turned into a bear.
Who's Ursale? Is that the bear guy?
Yes, the bear guy. He used to not
So
be
the
a bear,
guy got
and now
turned
he is a
into
bear. Yeah, it's crazy. I know it's a lot coming
Sounds
from like
horrifying,
this.
but okay. Understood.
I mean, I know the same treatment as I like point to myself.
Oh. I see.
But yeah, no, the prince is okay. He's alive. He's still with us. He's fighting the good fight, I think.
Yeah.
Fighting demons on the reg. I think there's no more inside the city or castle. I think we killed all of them.
Okay. Okay.
Which sucks, because you can't like collect parts of a demon body because they just disappear. I don't know what that's about, but I can't like do any alchemical tests on that, which is sad. I did collect a bunch of demon metal though. That's pretty neat. I'm gonna figure out how that stuff works. Yeah.
It works like metal.
I don't know how.
I'll spoil that for you.
Well, I hope it does, because if not, when I start hitting it with hammers, it's gonna not be a cool time for me.
Yeah, it's gonna fucking shatter immediately, but I understand what you're going for.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, I get you. It's a brand new world for you, huh?
Other than that, yeah, the castle's pretty much empty. Not much happening in there anymore. Few people have been kidnapped. Few people at the court have been killed by demons. Yeah, really bad situation overall.
That's unfortunate.
Really bad situation.
I mean,
Any other
arguably, you can
questions?
say that we're both just fighting
so that
demons
we
at
can
this
fight
point.
these demons, or
I think that all the demons are dead. I think we
All of
actually
them?
finished.
why do assassins
Well,
keep
You're still
coming
dealing
for
with
me?
them. That's news to us.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about that. You're being sent assassins?
Yeah, fucking
rough.
succubi, incubi, all the buys just keep coming at me.
All the
They
buys.
manifest
A
in
lot
the
of them.
sky. They fly down. Pia snipes them with guiding bolt. Then they land in my tent and try to rip out my throat. But at this point, it's like scheduled. So
Yeah,
Really
I
want to
haven't.
make a joke and ask if he's asexual.
Do you think the
What
king
was
might
that,
be up to that?
stranger?
Like
you're
What?
making fun of me.
Nothing. No.
I hope not.
yeah, I haven't been
Hard to
sent
resist
any
the praise,
assassins.
I'm just saying.
Which is strange, because you think they would want to kill us. Which is now really confusing me, because why are they trying to kill you when I thought
I
they
don't
wanted
know.
to defeat us?
There was a brief moment where a gravedigger showed up. And he's like, I'm gonna dig your grave. But then he immediately, like, ran away after I hit him once with a hammer. So,
Oh yeah, he's dead.
oh yeah. Do you have his sunglasses
I do.
on you right now?
Yeah.
He looks to his... he looks to his right. How much do you want for them? Do you know how few optometrists live out here?
You know, Email, you've been a good friend to me. You're a cool guy. You can just have them.
Oh, thanks. You just give him the sunglasses?
Yeah, I'll just give him the sunglasses.
It's not really how negotiation works there, buddy.
He puts them on suddenly. He looks to you, Yonsei. This isn't a negotiation.
I'm gonna say he looks fly as hell.
Thank you. He looks like an accountant in, like, plate mail. That's the stupidest looking.
So it's Greg.
Hi. He has like 4 bags under his eyes, like
Yeah.
a pen protector and plate mail.
Yeah. He takes off his sunglasses after trying them on and then puts them... I guess he, like, puts the little ear thing on the battle blade. It's like, I will treasure this gift, Dyson. Whenever your prince dies and you run out of work, come find me.
I will.
Thank you. I'm tired of Pia as my cleric. She's got a chip on her shoulder. Regardless, why are you still here? Is there anything else?
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk to Casper.
Oh, Casper. He's not here right now.
Where is he?
I can't tell you.
I can't like. I got sent. I'll pull up like the letter. Like I sent a letter. He wanted me to like heal his other eye, and he was offering me money
I'll tell
for
him
it.
you're looking for him. I'm sure he can find you easier than vice versa.
Oh, he can just come over.
I guess.
Cool.
I don't know. I don't control him.
Not really, but
He's like 89 years old. He doesn't give a shit.
I'll tell people if they see him, just let him in the room.
Okay.
Well, Emil, it was great seeing you again. I hope you guys have really good luck on your war efforts. Hope you win many battles.
Yeah. It looks like they're actually going to put up a fight in Livistio. There's a crazy old man who's riling everybody up, so I'm hoping he, is magical or something. Because honestly, we're kind of just 1A moving into your country, and it's kind of boring. Hopefully your prince will, like, do the, ride of the Rohirrim and, like, run straight into his death. That'd be kind of cool.
It's a pretty cool way to go, in my opinion.
Oh,
Out of all the ways to die,
I've seen
fighting
it happen
your way
like
to
7
death.
times. It's fantastic. It doesn't get old.
Beautiful.
What's more
It's a really beautiful
honorable
way.
than throwing your body onto your enemy's pike?
And taking like 7 of them out with you before finally going down. 'Cause you got
Or
hit
just
with a pike.
dying like a dog. But,
That's also.
Alright, you have a good one, Dyson.
Oh, I will. Thank you. I'll give him like a nice wave.
You give a nice wave. One of the guys immediately, like, goes to put a bag over your head, and he's like, no, he doesn't need it. Come on. What's he gonna do?
But Yonsei still gets bagged.
Beyonce gets bagged, for sure.
bag me.
They take
Well,
the bag
I-
that we're gonna put on Dizem and put it on Beyonce, so Beyonce's triple bag.
Now I'm triple bagged.
I'm just gonna do like cool little
I'm a
shaped water
potato
magic tricks
in a
with like a
potato
cantrip.
bag.
You start messing
Like
with
this-
law. Oh, wow, very cool.
Like this is a horse.
Dyson, you have an enjoyable ride back to the bridge of your city. Yonsei has a terrible time. Hey, Yonsei, how's it going? What's your little character check-in for you? Was that what you were expecting at all?
No. I mean, we did not accomplish. I mean, we accomplished something in that we found out a little bit of information. The most important that Emil Hammer is resistant to succubi and incubi, and so sexuality is question mark. How did he have so many kids? I couldn't tell you. I mean, that's a lot to resist. Like that's.
Wait, do we know he
hot
has
demon
kids?
ladies. Does he not have kids?
Well, I
Does Emil
mean,
Hammer not have
he's
children?
not the king, right? He's like the king's like
Right hand
hammer.
man.
Yeah.
Dang,
He's the
you
gavel.
make fair points. Yeah,
I
he
just-
might not. Dang.
I thought maybe
Changing
you
the entire
knew
perspective of this.
more
I get some
about
secret
him than
insider
I did.
info about him having
Why,
children.
why would Yonsei know?
I would've
anything
given
about,
him
well,
gift
actually,
for
no,
them,
Yonsei
like-
is supposed to.
Why didn't you tell me
believes
that?
Everyone has kids in this world, guys. That's just how it
Yonsei's
is.
like everybody has children. I don't know what you're talking about. I have kids. Like,
I don't have kids.
it sounds like a personal
Beyonce
problem.
lives in the temporal future and present at the same time.
Yes.
Beyonce has Schrodinger's kids.
Oh, God.
Everyone has kids. It just happens.
Goodness me. Okay.
But yeah, Yonsei's triple bagged now, and we'll try to make up like some great songs along the way. You know, the potato song is really up there. I'm a potato in a potato bag.
All right, at one point, they quite literally are just going to bludgeon Yonsei into unconscious.
Jesus
They're going to be like, Dyson, we need you to look forward for, like, the next 2 rounds.
I'll look forward and continue doing like little magic tricks with water. Like, ooh, here's a dolphin. Ooh, these live in the
Whoa.
ocean.
What's a dolphin?
They're magical creatures. By magic, they're really smart.
Dyson,
I've been
they're
talk-
getting me. Dyson,
I'm gonna like talk a little louder, speaking like random ocean facts. Like, this is an octopus.
What's
Dyson,
the
I have
difference
children,
between
please.
a cephalopod and a crustacean? Someone call it out.
That's a great question.
potatoes.
You see that cephalopods, and I'll just like keep talking while they're bludgeoning Yonsei in the back. Like sometimes I
Yonsei-
still look back, but I don't acknowledge it.
Oh no.
Yeah.
As Yonsei gets treated like Hugh Glass, the Mountain Man, we jump back to Glenna's the night before. Oh. And then we'll jump back to Ursale Snapper and hopefully
Losing
the
a point
whole
of
game.
loyalty there, Dysum.
No, I did exactly what I was asked. I went to go talk to Emil Hammer. That's a point of loyalty, in my opinion.
Shame on
Or
you.
servility.
Honor. 1 point less of honor.
It would have been really funny if you were like, wow, I can't believe you know that the prince wants to ride out of the castle and try to attack. That's exactly what he's talking about doing right now. You must be really smart.
Your Highness. Question mark.
Yes.
You are taking down the dirt road. It is late at night, but you have rested for this moment. Eventually, the guards accompanying you will stop as a picket, a group of people sort of situated every 20 or so feet from one another, will be passed, and they'll just kind of point at you to go on. Go do your messenger thing. And one of them will even hand you a small stick with a high visibility flag, also known as a white flag, of truce.
I take it and I thank him. Thank you, good sir. I wish you well in your adventures.
Here, for you to come back.
Very well. I shall
If
be
you
back
come
shortly.
back.
I will say there is a strange elf butler man who likes to teleport and is missing in action currently, but at some point may or may not appear and teleport people. If I don't return in like a day or so, or however long you deem necessary, feel free to return.
We're gonna
that
wait half an hour, and then we're going back.
Oh, even better. Perfect. Well, thank you, sirs, for your efforts. I wish you luck in your futures. And I will turn to leave.
So fucking formal.
You are very formal.
Where does this
and,
peasant learn all these long words?
One of them is just like
He's a
doing
spy.
this of like to their friend, like this guy's fucking crazy.
Well, these are the half orcs, right? These are like Vidar's men.
Yeah.
There's no like regular Booleans, or not Booleans, Neordians here, right?
Yes, that is the case.
Okay, yeah, then I treat them exactly that way. I am under the impression that Vidar's men are my friends.
Okay. You head south, presumably.
Yep, I will march with my high visibility flag held high to the front lines of the Red Blades war effort.
You will do so. For around 5 minutes you will walk when suddenly, through the air, the telltale sign of an arrow whizzes by you, landing close to your feet. And you hear a call out.
Grab it?
You grab it.
I am a monk, right? Like, this is legitimately a thing that I mechanically can do. Like, I just, like, snag this.
Yeah. You hear it, you step forward, and rather than letting it be a show, you make a show as you grab the arrow and look at, preparing to hurl it at someone with your key point. When you hear a call out of, what the fuck? You catch it here. That was for show, you ingrate. One of them calls out. It's to make a point that you're being watched, not that we're actually trying to hit you. I could have hit you on a 19, fucker.
I call out. I seek audience with Countess Malo. Please take me there.
One of them muttered. Someone else go check him. He's probably one of those squirrely types who punches people to death. One of
I
the guys,
mostly kick them, actually, but I promise I'm not here to kick you to death. I don't like to do that to my own men. It's very, very sad.
Your own men? What the fuck? These randos, these honestly Bullian mercenaries will take you to the Countess Malo, also known as Tefina, also known as the Red Blade. You will take off your disguising Neordian dented helmet, which you collected from a battle sometime. And the Countess will look at you in a new light and say, "Your Highness, the fuck?"
Countess, I must apologize for the late hours, but it seemed that speaking to my allies in person was pertinent and necessary in this time of need. I have stopped and spoken with Vidar, and he has seen fit to give me escort here, and now I feel we have much to discuss. Where to begin? I think that I shall give you recounting of the state of the kingdom, and I give her the full unabridged, this is the things that are happening in the castle and with the king, and we're killing demons, and Prince Vidar was our informant, right, and has offered to be an ally in the final stroke against Email Hammer, but cannot be the first to show obvious treason, and these are the plans, and stop me at any time if you have questions. But I give Tefina Malo, who has been my most stalwart and first ally, the I don't know, just the full download.
This takes 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay. Tefina will stroke her chin for a minute. Alright, so the king's in league with demons. That's bad.
Indeed.
We are... Okay, we need to know where your father is, so that we can kill him and put you on the throne.
I appreciate the sentiment. I fear that such a declaration and act in this moment would provide fuel for any dissent that has been fomented by any publication, either foreign or domestically, of that missive. I believe it is in our best interest to focus upon the Neordians, who burn our cities and march on Livistio as we speak. And when we are free and clear of outside threat, it is time to turn to matters domestic.
If matters become domestic, you die, Glynis. That is how it will work out. The Neordians are now our biggest boon. If your father's in league with demons, and he has all of the legal power in this country, and you now have none, I'm on the chopping block. Anyone inside of the city is on the chopping block. Anyone who speaks up in your support might be murdered in cold blood or seduced by demons. And our entire country will no longer be our country. It will be a demon puppet. So, I personally would rather have Neord burn all of our country to the ground if it means that our people will no longer be under the thrall of demons. Who gives a shit about territory or structural damage? If your father has that crown on his head, and we win this war, we are all getting purged. I'm already on the outs of the entire court.
What court remains?
Whatever he will make after this war.
And there are none who would stand by our side. We have Sir Morrison, the most respected knight of my understanding in the country, a first-hand witness of these demons. We have men who have fought the demons. We have yourself. We have allies. A tribunal amongst the Weimarks has no chance.
None. We don't know how deep it goes, but Weimark has been your father's left hand in all civil matters since he took the throne. For all we know,
She is
she's in on it.
also
We might have the druids, but they are so few in number that
My heart bleeds for our people, and I cannot see our cities burned. There is another option. We could sue for peace under the with the Ordeals and attempt to hunt down Father.
it will stain your reputation. But yes, and having human enemies is still far better than demonic ones who don't play by human rules and who don't die when they are killed.
All right. Are you familiar with Smiling Sam?
Yeah. The weird elf guy who serves Bryce Bronson.
Yes. No longer. We have freed his mind from the control of Sigmalath. It seems that he comes from a very long and ancient line of elves. Anyway, he took us there to speak with them. They spoke of breaking the contract with the demons. I believe that it was likely formed in the... It is likely that my grandfather's blade has some connection to it. I know of its location, where it rests in the swamps. Should we recover that, could we perhaps break the contract and then turn our attention to the Neordian threat? Or must we kill the king regardless?
The problem is we don't know where our justices are, our judges. If they are in the camp of your father, they will continue to support him. If they are bystanders and were tricked by the demons and they wish to save face, they will side with you. They will call for the removal of the king. If we
feel naked without my advisors. I see the direction of your logic. You invite our proven wise in many ways.
We could form truce with the Neordians, maybe. We can accept a bad peace for their assistance, and then enforce that peace by dethroning your father. It would not be good, and it would lead to conflict down the road, but maybe not in this next 10 years, depending on what sort of settlement we can get.
We have means here and now to create a lasting peace with New York, or at least one that lasts multiple generations. I think to throw that away is unwise. I think to let our countrymen die and have our cities burned is heartless, and something that I cannot just allow. Letting demons walk freely to go about their machinations also seems unwise in retrospect. I have always tried to compartmentalize difficult choices, face them one at a time. Why borrow tomorrow's problems? Tafina, you have been my best ally, and I appreciate your counsel. I will ask you this. Prince Vidar has said that he will retreat and allow you access to Aelian. By saving face. I am sure there may be some small skirmish, but if you have access to Aelian, we can form up there and present a strong front against the Hammer. We can sally forth either from the castle or by means of water walk, get my armies into Livistone and present two fronts to them. Can you hold this war long enough for me and my friends and companions to hunt down my father and the demon's machinations?
Possibly. I have stopped them coming south, but I fear that is because they do not care about the south at this moment. You look around at her actual camp here, her army.
Mm-hmm.
There is roughly 500 people here, which is not great, but combined with your army in the city, you would roughly be half the size of the Neordians, as they are now. That is a massive threat, and better odds than what either of your group has. North kind of looks fucked, and she understands this. It might be better if we sacrifice the city. To my understanding, there's nothing else there. And if Vidar opens the way to Aelian, there should be nothing stopping you from skirting between the forces and linking with me here. And at least then we have field to play with, rather than you all on an island, which is defensible, but you're doing nothing except waiting to get sieged. If you can do that, I will buy you all the time I can, so that you may find this pact and then break it or kill your father or the demons. Whatever that looks like.
I think this is the path I wish. I have one more question for you. You know the ways of war better than I. I've studied it largely only in books. If I were to approach Emil and sue not for peace, but time. A pause, time out to war, so that I can deal with the demons and return to it. Would this even be possible?
Emil has a strange reputation. He is incredibly honorable. More so than any I know in the entire North. More honorable than your living grandfather of Lord Swan. Honor means everything to him. If you can sell it as the honorable thing to do, you might be able to get a truce or an armistice for, I don't know, a season or two, something reasonable. But it will cost you, likely, that city anyway. So. Otherwise, he'll reject it. If he's smart, he'll reject it and say, do what I want or else. But to my understanding, he's always chosen the harder path.
I will see what I can do. For now, let us meet at Eilean. Also, Smiling Sam is MIA teleporting wise. He screwed up a teleport spell. He might show up and try to kidnap you, quote unquote, to the dungeon. He has a weird way with understanding human customs. Tell him if you'd see him before me that Glynis says we've talked. We don't need you to be teleported to the castle so that we can talk.
Okay. I will tell him that.
Thank you for your
You
counsel.
see fear, like actual fear of like, oh god, I'm gonna get kidnapped by a teleporting elf. Fuck. You should go.
Look, he did say that he could return you if inconspicuously, conspicuously return you to where you are. So should this unfortunate miscommunication happen, I am certain that you would be returned forthwith.
Can you
But
tell your
I
wizard
just
to
wanted
send like somebody talked in my head, Your Highness. Don't. I'm sure he can do that, right? Oh god. You see fear is quickly becoming terror as she understands. Like, oh no. No! Not again. Not like this.
But if Vidar will allow you to take Eilean, I will attempt to join forces with you. Let me speak with my companions, and let me see how best to deal with the king. I will make it a priority.
Forces north upon your signal. You have a wizard in your midst who I assume can telepathically send me a message. The next it's go time I hear, I will move to Eilean and expect you all to be there. Or be heading there.
As you wish.
She will send you back, I suppose.
I will start making my way back with my big white flag and my Neordian helmet and gear, and working on the accent, because I'm sure I haven't gotten it right yet.
Okay. Out of curiosity, do you plan with talking with Vidar one more time? Or are we able to handle
If he'll... Yeah, I mean, if he has the time, it sounded like maybe that would be hard to do, but if it's possible, but like, yeah, I might stop by the half-orc encounter with paper or something and see if he will, if he is there or if he will see me, and if not, if it's not possible, I will just return to the castle forthwith.
Okay. We're gonna take a quick break then. And then when we come back, we'll see if Vidar can have a brief sit down. And then we are going to reconvene our party. Everyone, we'll be right back. Hello, everyone. We are back after that brief break. Your Highness, Prince, for now, you dive back into the Neordian camp to portray yourself as a Neordian with your crappy Swedish accent or Danish accent, whatever it was that you were attempting.
York.
I'm back from war, don't you know? I got some things to say to you.
It suddenly goes Irish. You go and talk with the half-orcs an hour or so after you left them, and some of them are surprised you even bothered showing up. You will be put into the tent quickly before anyone else can see. As John finds that beautiful background music, you will see Vidar. His back, staring up at the tent ceiling, not asleep, just in pain, after a lot of physical exertion the day before, and he will look up at you. Yes?
Lord Vidar, I have spoken with the Red Blade. I have considered your advice and hers, and it seems necessary to put some sort of delay upon this war if possible. But I will not let my cities burn, nor am I going to put you and your sister in a position of danger or poor standing if possible. I would love for... You have offered to allow them to take Eileen in some sort of fighting withdrawal. I would ask that you allow my general to take the city to form a front against Emil. I will attempt to join them from the castle, leaving the city in the island there, so that we may unite our forces. But there is a more pressing matter that seems to need my attention, and it is the demons and the king. Seems that we run the risk of letting those demons destroy everything by ignoring them, and this seems to be the proper response. I am going to ask my party what they believe of this, but my intention is to parley with Emil and to ask for armistice. I will not let the war end, but I need time, if possible, to deal with the king. And then I will return, and I will crush him. If he refuses, then I must do both at one time.
In terms of timing, will you move to Eileen first and then parley? Or parley,
This
then
was
move
my...
to Eileen?
This was my intention.
Okay.
To take the position first, while we are still in war. As you find this unwise?
No. I would recommend doing it that way, yes.
Excellent.
I would also warn that when you move, it will look incredibly strange if I do not in matching with the enemy. So be prepared to face down both, well, the entire Neordian army. For they
We will
not
clash.
take kindly to you being in their back, as it were.
I am certain that this will require some amount of fighting, and I am not under no illusion that you will not, or that you are in a position to just allow us to meet this happen. But should our timing be appropriate, perhaps we can diminish the need for casualties amongst your side and ours.
As you say.
Thank you, Prince Vidar. You have been a wonderful ally. I shall return to my men now.
He will nod and entrust that you can make it out of the camp you got into without bringing more attention to you with
That's
his
fair.
guards. May we meet again.
I guess I give him a formal bow and leave.
You do so. Give me a perception check for fun.
Yeah.
Just for fun.
How about a 25 on a natural 20?
You hear, as you're like getting ready to go, a conversation between Vidar and Elisa of like, he's so polite. Why do you refuse to bow or match him at any point? Like, he's the best shot we have. Why are you being a jerk ass? And Vidar's like, I don't know how to deal with people my own age. It's so weird. Is he older than me? He looks way younger than me. Like, do I shake his head? Do I go in for the battle brother arm? You know, it's so I can't bow. My knee's too bad. It's the most awkward, like, sibling bullshit ever. Like, why are you acting like an ass in front of this person we need to like us? You head out with that knowledge. Or I suppose humanizing look at those two. And then for fun, give me a stealth check. Just to avoid the river guard.
That's a 22.
Why do I even roll? Alright. Glennis sneaks back, no problem. You will catch, like, a clear spy of some other Neordian faction who are keeping tabs on the camp. You effectively, like, brush past him without him even recognizing nor noticing you. Clearly having seen you walk in boldly, but not seeing you leave. You make it back to the city in the early morning of the 3rd. Later that day, Dizem and Yonsei, questionably, will have a meeting with Emil Hammer, and on the 4th, you all will reconvene. But in that time between, Glynis, you will... I'm going to hand wave a lot of you interacting and organizing with everybody. That way we can move past that and not talk with Cayman and then all the other generals and explain the plan.
Right.
They will go along with the plan since it seems that's fine. They will also effectively prematurely burn or hide things of great value, wealth and logistical.
That's fair.
Food stores, for instance, and prepare to effectively burn it on their way out. That way, when the Neordians come into the city, they won't get everything. There's, like, one guy in Cayman's detachment who is, like, the king of all the clocks and has just, like, every single clockwork item in your city, like, inside a coat. He's like, would you like a wristwatch, Your Highness?
Unironically, probably useful.
It's much better than the hourglass.
Yeah.
The elves had the gnomes invented, I'm told. Snafu, would you like to send word to Smiling Sam not to abduct Tafina Redblade, or do you think it'd be funny if you didn't?
No, it's very important that if the prince asks me to, I will. I will say.
I don't.
Smiling, you don't ask me to?
No, because I know that you have better uses for your sending spells, and Smiling Sam gave me a sending spell when he said, I fucked up the teleport or whatever, and I told him, okay, that's fine, don't You don't need to abduct anybody then. Now, he's Smiling Sam, he might do it anyway, but as far as the prince is concerned, he has specifically told Smiling Sam that, like, okay, abort, right? Like, you're good. Just, like, come back when you can.
Smiling Sam comes back on the 3rd without Tafina Redblade.
Nice.
Because I do remember that. And he asks, like, I can try again. I don't know where she is. It's like a 40% chance I'll get to her this time. After I looked up the teleportation rules. I'm so used to teleporting to places I know exist.
Don't worry about it, Sam. I have had the opportunity to speak with her face to face.
Understood.
I appreciate it. I do have a question for you, though. Your talents are unique in the ability to locate people and take us places.
I know where everyone's at.
Is it possible for you to locate and help me speak with Judge Weimark, as well as... I do not wish to go there this minute or have them come here, but...
He's like, arm on your neck of like, oh, okay.
It will be important that I speak with them, and I need to speak with others first, but I wish to speak with the Weimark soon. I also wonder, can you locate the king and the missing ships? Is that within your powers?
I could find Killigan. It'd take me a minute.
Very well. I need to know where
they're
they're...
find, if that's what you're getting at.
Okay. Then give me appropriate amount of time to talk with my party, and let us have a chat with the Weimark.
Oh, yeah, sure.
After that...
Do you want me to bring her to you, or you to her?
It will be more simple. It will be more simple if she were to come to me.
Okay. Dungeons?
If you must, though I would hope that it's the only teleport circle here, right, Mr. Sam? Of course, the dungeons it must be, right?
His eyes dart left and right. Maybe.
Is there another?
Not that I'm supposed to tell you, but yes.
Then perhaps our esteemed guests should perhaps not go through the dungeons.
Okay. He makes his, like, great big, okay, well, I need to go get my gloves then, but I'll get her here. Don't you worry.
I don't know. Hopefully Sam's judgment isn't too poor, but we'll find out. But the idea here is I want him to locate the Weimark so I can talk to her after I talk to the party, and then if he can locate Killigan, then he can tell us where to go to find the king, right? I need that information. These are the tasks that I would to give him.
Can't hear you, John.
Right now.
There you go.
Hard to right now.
You need to know where the orc is. The pirate man.
My assumption is that the king is with him. I do need to know this information so that I can go there and deal with the king.
He used to be a half-orc.
I got it. Dizem, you're not in this day. Or Solly, quit speaking for Dizem. That's his he will do what's known as the Scry spell, and Killigan Pharaohs will make a wisdom saving throw.
Excellent.
And get a natural 20. I fuck up the teleporter. He rebuffs me. Oh my god, I'm the worst. I am the worst manservant. I need to go think, Your Highness. I'm so sorry. And you watch as Smiling Sam goes into the river and just starts wading into the water. He'll be back later.
And then we never saw him again.
True. He just fucking drowns. Snefru or Solway, do you need to speak or have a scene with Glynis here? Or can I move us on to the 4th? When
I think
the
he
whole party-
downloads us.
Basically, yeah. I'm
Yeah.
in download mode.
Okay.
Vulcan mind meld.
Yeah.
Then you all will spend the 3rd getting ready for go time. Whenever that happens. Dysum, Yonsei, you all return to the city mostly unmolested. Yonsei being beaten at one point with a actual sack of potatoes. But as Yonsei is thrown burlap sack over a bridge into the water and they fight their way out, wizard hat and all, or is saved by Dysum, you all reconvene at the gatehouse or the church or wherever the fuck you want, honestly.
Hey guys,
Throw the hat onto the ground.
we had a pleasant adventure.
We did not have a pleasant adventure. This motherfucker is a bitch. All right? He is rude. All right? He is treacherous. Okay? By the way, I was harmed physically and emotionally, and he laughed. Can you believe that?
They gave
Who
me
does that?
crackers.
They gave you crackers while they beat me into a cracker. I'm sorry,
Hey.
Snapper. I pick up the hat and like dust it off and like put it back on his head. Your hat didn't deserve that. It was really dramatic though. It was really
I apologize for the harm that has befallen you.
yeah.
on
You
this
have a cousin
adventure.
now, by the way, Snapper, named Snoop, who is
How do you know my cousin Snoop?
all right. We'll never let your cousin Snoop into this country then.
I learned some info.
Treacherously.
As have I.
They're going to attack Livistone,
I feared as much, yes.
where Argyle, Sir Morrison, and Hanny Flanagan are currently.
Yes.
Like 3 of the people we need to prove your innocence. I'm innocent. Everyone knows that. But your
You've been
innocence,
talking
like
like
we
this
need
this
all
entire
3 of those
time.
people.
Absolutely disloyal to you, Dennis.
John, you look so smug
Rude.
over there.
Well, here's the deal, everyone. And Glynis downloads all the information that he has, dealt with. And he essentially says, it seems that perhaps I was too quick to dismiss Yonsei's plan to take the throne. While it does chafe and seem improper,
Say it, Gilly.
it seems it must be done to ensure that
Mhm.
our kingdom does not fall to demons after this war.
Fucking told you so.
And I apologize for ignoring wise counsel. You know that I
Wise.
must hear things
Write that
multiple
down.
times sometimes.
Wise counsel. Remember that,
Uh,
everyone. Me.
On a separate note,
On a separate note, such as your treachery. This guy was like best buds with Email Hammer.
I'm best buds with everyone. I'll have you know.
He invited you to come over, and you're like, sure, maybe someday. Damn.
You want me to look at the guy who could kill us in one hit and be like, no, I'm never joining your side? That's how you get pummeled into the earth.
You were way too smug about it.
Okay, anyways, Casper might show up at some point and talk to us. Don't kill him.
Yeah, also, yeah, you just invited this guy over. She's
be
like, hey,
fair,
yeah, if he ever wants to come by.
A Belian general of some renown may be exactly who we need.
Also, we're in
at
debt.
the moment. So, I have you assembled here to ask of more important matters than our debt, unfortunately. The king has absconded. He must be dealt with and stopped from harming this country further. It is my belief that I have a chance to perhaps sue for a ceasefire.
We're suing? With whose lawyers?
Suing for peace largely is a turn of phrase suggesting that we are requesting or asking for. It is a kind of old-timey term. Anyway, my question is this wise? The four of you are the closest thing to companions and advisors that I have, that I know would not ever lead me astray for their own personal agenda. And I value your not only opinions, but also desires. Doing this would likely lose us the castle forever, although we might lose the castle anyway to continue the war. It will divide our attentions, and I want to know what you all believe the right course of action to do.
Well, first of all, I would like it to note that Email Hammer is a scary fucking guy. All right, he was accosted by demons as well. They were trying to assassinate him. All the Bais were after him. The Incubi, the Succubi, was unmoved, which means that there's probably something wrong with him. I don't think he has children, which is also an issue for a man that age. What are his interests? What does he love? Nothing. Except apparently sunglasses. So I don't know how trustworthy. You can love hobby. Listen, Dizem, I'm not talking to you. I'm upset with you. You've hurt me deeply. I don't know how reliable the Email Hammer especially seems just batshit and ready to kill you. Regardless of what you do or say. I feel like he would be cool with killing demons if we give him Livistio in return for that.
I ask him not for help. I fully intend to crush him and his army beneath our heel. Just not this minute. What I am suggesting is that we ask for a timeout.
Ceasefire?
Well, I said that previously, and I thought perhaps. Anyway, yes, a ceasefire. While the king is dealt with. Though, if this is unwise, then we must change tact.
It seems risky. You said the Red Blade would take the forces and engage the enemy in some sort of hit and run tactics, I suppose, and try to buy us time while we took care of the demons. Is that right?
That is option 2.
I think that is a pretty wise course of action. I think Email Hammer is erratic or hard to assume what he might or might do if we do try to negotiate for a timeout.
If their cause for war was that we have demons in our midst, they should treat us as a new entity, not the previous government where they were quite right. We should make that point very clearly to them, that in that matter, we are not them.
Wouldn't that make us rebels?
Without a cause.
We have the cause,
the
like the country. Against demons.
We are turned against the king of
That's
the
not as
country.
cool for a song.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We are turned against the king of the country. That is not news.
I mean, if we do this, we might have to set up some sort of treaty with them. That's probably going to be heavily in their favor. Because technically they're doing us a favor. They could just take over the fucking country and say, fuck us, go handle the demons on your own, bitch. You're not the king.
We'll just...
If the agreement is to help you become king, I imagine they're going to want something pretty hefty in return. Are you ready to get married? Not to me. to potentially someone else. Email Hammer, maybe.
I have
Sorry.
considered marriage at the end of this, but to someone not of Vidar's, or not of Emil's choosing, but to perhaps Vidar's sister, Elise, who have been our one real true ally in this, that have set us on this path to unraveling the ordeals that have beset Livistio.
Oh, you're going for Sword Lady? I thought she was a lesbian.
Tafina is a different person, but I appreciate the thought. I, at one point, considered it, but it seems weird now. Anyway.
She is quite intimidating.
I think
Prince.
our
The way that you're
position
like, man.
should be that we are not at war. That
I am
we have-
100% at war with him. He has marched into my country. He has burned my cities. He has killed my people. He will be defeated.
Every man can
But
bleed.
I need time, or I need to fight two things at once, which, to be quite honest, seems to be something we've done a lot of recently. I will do many things, but I will not sue him for peace in totality. I will defeat him and drive him from this country. And I will do so while simultaneously hunting for and dealing with Father. Or I will do it after I hunt and deal with Father. What I'm asking you is essentially, which path forward do you see most wise? I think there is a chance that we could have some form of ceasefire. But if there's not, I think that we can deal with the demons while the Red Blade defends Eileen and sets us up to perhaps counterattack with Vidar at some point in the future. A third possibility comes to mind. Well, a fourth as well. A third possibility comes to mind of simply bypassing the war entirely and challenging them. This is a war in ostensibility to crown the new king. Why not fight Prince Ragnar? Prince... Other one that everyone hates.
So it's
and
the
email
B.
himself if need be. We could overlook the disadvantage of our armies and instead prove our martial worth as champions. Alternatively, we could just let them burn the cities and the countryside while we go and shelter up far to the south, return in greater numbers and with a crown dealt with. These are the options that I see going forward. One that involves suing them for peace, letting them walk away from this war without bleeding for it, is not one I am to consider, at least now. While I hold a place of not advantage, but of ability to defend and fight for my country. Should we come to a position where it is no longer possible to defend or fight for our country, then I could be persuaded to sue for peace then. But as I see it now, these invaders will be driven out.
I mean, I think again we go back to the main issue of being we don't have anything to bargain with except for ourselves because we have no actual control over this country.
I think with the Emil Hammer, it's not about bargaining position, Yonsei, it's about honor. And the prince makes...
What the fuck I got? That's not what I got from him. That's not...
That's his
No.
reputation. His reputation is if you can challenge his honor or present it in a way where he would find it honorable, he might be persuaded. Now, I
really
am
bold.
not nearly as good with words as His Highness, so the Red Blade's plan sounds much more apt to me, much more wise. But if you see a chance, Your Highness, I'm with you.
I still think it is foolish to see these people who saw what we saw before we did fundamentally as enemies. That saw that there were demons in our court that needed to be dealt with, and did something.
They did not do anything about it, but instead used it to shield their own invasion of our country, to settle a matter of lineage in their own, and to burn and loot our cities and our countryside? No, these are nothing but enemies.
I don't know. In my opinion, we don't really have anything to negotiate with. If we are taking all these people and we're going south with them, you're doing it, basically telling Emil that you are in charge now. And then from that point on, I feel like peace might be even harder to negotiate. And it will be a negotiation. As much as you don't want it to be, that it is what it's gonna be.
So you would have me sue for peace and end the war?
Snefru, you haven't even shown your true power yet.
I don't know if we can win, to be honest. But that might be because I just don't know anything about war. And I feel like they might know more about what's going on than we do. And that's their advantage. Like, if they take Livistone, I think we're fucked.
I want to ensure the safety of Sir Morrison Argyle and Haney Flanagan.
Yes, regardless of our decision here, they should be rescued forthwith.
And I have a stupid plan on how to get those three specifically out of Livistone.
Does it involve water walking? Because I think I may have had a
Sam?
similar plan.
It includes water walking and then using shaped water to make a surfboard out of water to go even quicker.
So not Smiling Sam, the person that can teleport.
Well, from what I heard, the plan using Smiling Sam that I had previously won't work because he's also probably out there surfboarding with water on an open river to cool off.
Oh. I'm sure I can convince him to come back inside and give him a towel or something.
But I can water walk people if that was your...
Okay, here's another option we have not considered, and that is the druids. Ultimately, this land would belong to bears, and I feel like it's a really good thing to point out to Emil that, hey man, if you try to take this, you're gonna have to deal with that. And from personal experience, that was really rough.
You have heard the decision of the druids here in the party. He wishes to sue for peace.
I think it is foolish to continue, but the druids may call down the bears, return to bear, if things go poorly, and no one will be free from that.
Yeah, and also, by the way, Sneffer, did you ever send that letter to Brimland?
I have not made use of my familiar in quite some time.
That's a no.
Sure, that's a no.
Oh, okay.
Is that a no in the sense of your familiar?
Is it a no that you want me to believe it's a no, or is it a no as in it's a no?
Brimland hasn't received a letter from me yet.
Okay.
Is that because Tovis still flying to Brimland, or?
John has a question. Sneffer, did you even write a letter to Brimland? Yeah, I thought not. Okay, just checking. I don't think Sneffer's calling for aid, guys. He's not
you don't want to deal with two battles on one front. You can pass over the demon problem.
You do not want the Brimish Archmages to descend on Livistio.
They're not going to
Scorched
descend
earth
on.
tactics.
He's not here anymore. The king's gone somewhere else. They can go find him and descend upon that area, wherever that
So-
may be.
The masters of Rimland don't care. They will hear demons, and they will scorch this nation from the earth.
Aren't demons immune to fire?
Yeah, I was just saying, it doesn't sound like that would work really.
With holy fire, the radiance of the phoenix.
Or clerics?
We can also reach out to. I'm just saying, we have other options. Like, we have like other alliances we can make.
There's
We
great
can- we
optimism
can-
here, but in where we are, I think the plan to try to get an honorable ceasefire is a decent one. While we do try to stop the demon problem ourselves, I think that is a good course of action. I don't know if we have the time or ability to form new alliances without great effort, more effort.
Yeah.
Which could weaken us even more. I'm fully behind the prince to attempt to sue for a ceasefire, a temporary ceasefire.
We just hope that they'll honor it. We can leave him Dyson. He seems so excited to stick around.
If they are unwilling to honor a treaty, we will continue to fight, right? This is not a situation where
So we have a plan A and a
we
plan B.
give it up. Yes, I think.
Okay.
I don't
I
know
think
if this is...
that's
John is jumping in, guys. We have been going at it for 20 minutes on this conversation alone, if not a little bit more. And it is time to make a decision. Ursale is in the camp of, yeah, let's sue for peace, deal with the bigger threat, and come what may, we'll fight the humans after we deal with the demons. Is that a accurate summary, Ursale, of your position?
I don't think so. Sounds
Oh,
like he
thumbs
wants
up.
to just make a peace treaty forever with them, right? Like, we're not
I-
at war with them anymore.
Well, I basically said we should just come to them, say we are not the people you came here to fight, and work from there. That was my point.
Okay. We have Dizem, who's all in favor of working with Emil, to my understanding. Emil's a bro. He'll totally accept a peace treaty / armistice / ceasefire.
I'm more so on the front of, yeah, I like Emil. He's a cool guy, but I'm not the one calling shots here. Whatever I need to go do, I can go do. If it includes like sneaking behind and getting our 3 people out of Livistone before a whole horde crashes down upon them.
Okay.
But if that's not where they want me to be, I can go somewhere else.
Dizem's
come to
all
the
for
peace
wet work,
tables.
then. Snefru thinks there's a good enough shot to attempt to get a ceasefire with good old Emil Hammer, and that demons are still the bigger threat than the Neordians. I'm saying not.
Yes.
We have Yonsei, who believes that Emil Hammer is an insane lunatic, and also Dizem's a rat bastard. I counted 4 separate instances of insulting his reputation and
Yes.
decrying his poor showing of loyalty to you. To you specifically.
I'm almost the prince. I'm one step away. You know. Second is
one like session in the chair with the makeup kit, and you essentially are.
That's who I am. Yeah.
And then, of course, Glynis, the decider. What do we do, having heard your counsel in court?
I think that regardless of my ultimate decision, the next few steps are very simple, right? I want somebody to get the Argyle and Sir Morrison and Flanagan and anyone else of importance out of Livistone and into the city with us. Whether this is boats right? Where there's like fishing boats or whatever that were ferrying people, or whether this is water walking with Dizem or teleportation with the elf man, Smiling Sam. And once they get in with us, I want to have a chat with Lady Weimark, right, who's coming to the dungeons, ? And then we're going to give the signal and move the army to Aelian, because whether we're fighting or we're suing for peace or anything else, we need to get our people all in one spot. Because we need to be in a position of some form of power, right? Regardless of our choice. When we get there, we need to figure out where the king is and deal with him in some way. I'm of the opinion that letting our forces just get whittled down while we're away is like planned bad case scenario, which I'm willing to accept but don't want to have happen. Glynis is inclined to ask for the peace treaty, but is also somewhat inclined to like lay down the like big challenges and be like 1v1 me, bro. Just to see if he can get this to end. But I think Glynis like pitched that hopefully and has probably decided against it, seeing as his party did not go like, oh yeah, we can end this now. So I think he probably thinks, oh, maybe not. But I think the plan is to get there. And then maybe Glynis changes his mind based on council in the next 3 days, but intends to ride to Emil and at least see what he has to say on the front of a ceasefire. But if in the next couple of days that either becomes unfeasible, unreasonable, or gets a good reason not to, first, from someone thinks up or new information provides, then we go from there.
Sounds Gucci. All right, who's being sent to go get our favorite civilians / knight, Sir Morrison?
I'm totally down to have Smiling Sam just teleport them out of there if need be, but I like that Dizem has this like water walking thing that he does. Like, he moved a whole army in my mind. Like, I feel like he could probably snag some duders. So like, I think that's just a fun character moment for Dizem to like infiltrate it and go from just a like playing the game perspective. But if we strongly disagree with like a water walk as a plan, then
I can do that. On a separate note, I might also be better suited to help negotiate for like a ceasefire or peace with Emil because he likes me.
Those
Yeah,
two
we're
are
doing
not
that
disconnected.
later, though.
We are on phase
Yeah.
1, collect the NPCs.
Okay, phase 1, I can head on over. If people want to come with me, they can, because I can take up to 10 people with water walking.
Yeah, I'd like
Yep,
to
So-
go
3
with you.
for Argyle, Morrison, and Hanny. So, 7.
So that's 3. Me is
so
4.
6 plus could go with you.
like, if we need to send like, if this is a like the party goes and does this thing, we can do that. I don't have an issue with that. It seems important to me that
That we
our
get-
important
these are-
allies are safe from a potential march on Livistone.
I think it's important that we all go because
Oh.
Hannigan Fannigan's dead weight. We don't know what we might encounter from Neordian pickets or lines.
Again, if we kill her, I can revive her and she'll be fine.
Throw her in the
I
river.
don't-
She's dead weight. Let's get rid of her. Oh, I'm sorry for
Is this a group plan? We all head out.
Yeah.
We ride at dawn.
I will note I'm really low on spells at the moment, so
We're all low on spells.
pretty
It's a
pretty
beautiful time.
useless.
I'm
Pretty
very
useless.
low on spells.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you have a few more spell
Fast axe.
crush skull.
Well,
Wait.
I mean, like,
Didn't you just complete a short rest, Jotse? Or a long rest?
Get-
Excuse me. Shouldn't you have all
Did
the
I?
stuff back?
No.
The only people that should have lost spells was me and Snefru for casting Sending, but we just finished a long rest before that.
Yeah, like
We
you
have-
don't have your disguise self spells, but you should have your other ones.
I was not aware that a long rest occurred. I thought it was a short rest.
We,
No, we
the
stood
long
over-
rest
we
from
spent
our
our
elven
long
retreat.
rest inside the elven palace in the mountains. If that was
Okay.
brushed over. So you should have everything minus your disguised selves from just recently. So you should be up on all of your shatters, your third levels from leveling up, and all that good stuff. Just wanted to
Great.
make sure no one's being unfairly losing resources, I guess.
I thought that was considered a short rest, but okay.
No, you spent the whole 7 or 5 days there, but it was so
Did
good.
you
It was
use
so
a lot of
nice.
spells in the battle against the Chain Devil?
I used a lot of shatters.
That might be why you have no spells left.
I forgot entirely about the Chain Devil fight.
Now I gotta put everything back. Okay.
I'm so sorry, man. I gaslit myself into thinking you all just watched Ursale 1v1 it. My bad. You definitely
Chain Devil
brought the
1v1
house
the
down,
roof and
as
lost.
it were.
Okay, but I have one of each spell level, and my health is at 22.
So sorry.
It's okay. That's what I thought. I wasn't going crazy.
You weren't. No, I was. For sure. Okay, it sounds like you all are planning to go to Livistone to collect Argyle, to collect Hanny Flanagan and Sir Morrison. Thumbs up?
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Yep.
Put that in my calendar real quick.
And we can take.
Whoa. What?
We can take Billiam.
I was gonna say we can take 2 extra people back or to that place. We have 8 slots that we need.
I don't
So-
think we need to max out the slots. Let's leave
Yeah,
some
leave it open.
flexibility. Yeah.
What if
I
I
was
meet
just saying
another
take them
Billiam
with
there?
us. I mean, if we're there, we can take 2 people back with us.
Yeah,
Sure, that's,
Billiam
that's
number
good
2.
to have open. Yeah.
Collect a billion.
Yeah, collect a Billiam.
Okay, you guys will set out that night then, riding to the edge of the island, and then going on a short jaunt across the river thanks to the water walk. We've done this before. You guys know what you're doing. You're all somewhat experienced adventurers, so I don't think I need to do any specific rolling. You will notice that on the southern bank, north of Livistone, trade supply barges that were once in use to evacuate citizens are now beached, and it looks like they have been broken down. You're unsure what for. This wasn't the entire number of ships. Far too many were sort of situated at the capital due to the southern floods. But now that those floods have somewhat receded, and that the, what would we call it, water lane to the sea has been somewhat reopened, it appears these groupings have been left behind, damaged or otherwise beached for whatever reason. You cross them or bypass them as you infiltrate the city at night, where you can see that there are tents strewn up. Shanty refugee camps have been made of the Livistio people, or Livistian people. How do you all go about finding Argyle, as well as the other 2, who you sent to the previous night?
I start looking for them, right? Like just
Do we want to ask
asking
around to people?
around,
Have
looking
you seen a really
for
crazy old man who's
Hey.
really trying to marshal forces, and he's a little crazy? He's really, really old.
Investigation check, Snefru, as you start looking for people with the people around you.
charisma-based investigation.
Chaw bonuses plus proficiency if you are proficient.
Okay, so I am proficient. So it's +3, so just +5.
+5. D20 +5, please.
7.
You start asking around if anyone has seen a crazy old man. And rather than that, Snefru, you are attracting people not helpful, we'll call it. People who either don't know or more particularly want to ask you questions. And Snefru, you're soon beginning to realize you and your big brimmed hat are attracting a lot of attention. For you are a recognized member of the Band of the Horn as well as the Prince's retinue. And one of them is asking, what happened with the prince? Where is he? Not recognizing that Glynis, Ursale, Dizem, and Yonsei are often the shadows of this tenement city. Or tent city.
Do your thing, Dyson.
I was just gonna say,
Or not Dyson. Or whoever. Sorry, I'm an idiot. Go nuts.
Yonsei, alternatively, I hope understanding, like, what is his name? Knight Morrison?
Sir Morrison?
Looks for a medical tent, because that's probably where Hannah Flanagan is. Right? No, she was not unconscious. She was just stupid. Never mind.
She was just stupid.
She was just stupid.
If need be, I can cast locate objects of like one of the objects they have, and we can just follow wherever that leads us. If she was still having her brimmed hat, like Sir Morrison's sword or armor, maybe. These are all things I've seen firsthand, and I can locate them.
Argyle's keys. Does he still have those?
We could also
I know
locate
those
his
intimately.
Might I suggest there was supposedly a crazy old man in charge here? Maybe if we just ask for the person in charge, it is one of the crazy old men that is here.
That's also a great idea. Let's try that before we burn another spell.
Snefru, this doesn't solve your immediate problem of being mobbed by civilians and citizens of the city asking where the prince is. And
I lie to them all and tell them that my name's Snoop and that they've misidentified me. And I'm not the wizard Snefru. This is not the gnome you're looking for.
Yeah, can I? I'm gonna try to help Snefru get unmobbed.
Dizem, if you show up, you are so immediately identifiable.
No, not even a
I'm
little.
gonna get a double
people.
disadvantage. Oh man.
Okay, I'll leave him to his fate then. If he doesn't want my help.
Leave me to my fate.
Give me a deception check unless someone else can help you. Because Dizem is just not subtle, guys.
Hey, 21.
Oh, 21. They're like,
We don't all look the same, okay?
oh, fuck.
Yeah. Pull that one.
A lot of people start sweating of like, oh god. Oh no. He's got a cousin. What have we done? Just, as you use that social pressure as a weapon to disengage quickly, you scurry back to your party, who begin to look for the quote-unquote guy in charge.
Yeah, the guy that's leading resistance here, I guess.
Yeah. You start looking around, and after a little bit of time, a little bit of eavesdropping, and a little bit of hemming and hawing in the shadows of this night, there are a few things you will immediately pick up. The first one being that the current crown prince, there are many questions and concerns. implying that chances are that bounty message you guys have seen has spread to at least this city. However, most of them don't take it at face value. Some of them think it's Neordian propaganda and just outright lies. Because what the fuck? And last anybody heard, the prince was fighting for the city, for the people, and getting civilians out. And that doesn't seem like what a traitor would do. So there are people closest and from the city itself don't believe that the bounty / hit on Yonsei is legit, which I know Yonsei cares the most about. But it also seems that there are more than 0 supporters in the prince's camp, as it were. Next, you find Argyle, who is, in fact, a rabble-rouser, guys. He is fully defaulted back to when he was a young 65-year-old man, which is when his quote-unquote grandfather was in charge. And he is, like, trying to rally up, like, anyone able to fight and be like, we gotta do our part! This is our country! The Neordians! And he's, like, blowing his voice out constantly. Just trying to literally light fires under people's asses and get them to do anything. Like, incredibly efficient, burning what's left of his life energy here, now, getting people to, like, just make bandages to add to healers kits. Like, even that helps. He's like, do you think you can fight? Prove it! Are you a hunter of skill? Go to the fucking hunters right now! Just shouting constantly. And soon you guys find him and he, like, turns to you all and doesn't recognize you since he's blind, basically, at this point of his age. And he's like, you all look like a bunch of stalwart fight. What the fuck is that? He says as he points to Ursale. I'm sure. Is that a bear? He calls out.
Maybe.
What do you guys do as you find Argyle?
He doesn't
take
look a day
Dyson
over
aside.
Never
98.
seen him this impassioned before. What do we do? He might notice if I steal his keys.
Yeah, Glynis.
I take Dyson aside very briefly, like, as we are approaching the shouting Argyle, and I just ask, how many people can you get across the river?
In 10 minutes, I can get 10 people across a river.
How long would it take you to, say, get 1,000 people across the river?
1,000 minutes.
Okay. And I just wanted to know.
It's about a
Glynis
minute per person.
Glynis is moved by the number of, like, people just hanging out here and realizes that just leaving them to the hammer is, like, tantamount to just offering them as sacrifice in war. And, like,
He did take prisoners.
Is trying to, like, figure something out in his head to make them leave.
I can get out a lot of people, but I can't just
No worries.
en masse.
Allow me to think some, Dyson. I appreciate it.
Do you want us to
stands
get
awkwardly
Argyle?
across from you, having pointed to Ursale and quite.
I'm sorry,
literally
Argyle. It has been too long, and I see your sight is given out some. It is Glynis.
Oh, Highness! He jumps
I
down
don't-
from his box. You've never seen a man so old jump. But he does, like, a solid 3-inch off the box that he is rabble-rousing on. He comes shuffling to you and wraps his old, feeble arms around your neck.
Give him a good hug. Yeah.
Oh,
It's good to see you, Sir Argyle.
never
I-
felt so clear of mind and body, Your Highness. The good fresh
I am so-
air has done me wonders.
I am so glad to hear this. I have worrying news. The Hammer and his army marches towards Livistone. I fear for the people here. I intend to make moves to the south, or to the west of here, but these people, there's so many. I did not envision this. I have need of Sir Morrison, but these people need a
and Hanny Flanagan.
And his ward, Miss Flanagan.
Yes. Yes.
But I think these people may need more than me in this moment. The leader they trust and organizes them. Argyle, can you save these people?
He's not organizing them.
Take these people south.
Most of them already are gone. There was the Countess here has been sending people in groups so as to not choke the roads. As reinforcements have come. The hammer has been challenged, Your Highness, by the Count here. And word comes that the king is on his way with a large host from Marchette. Or not Marchette, excuse me, Marchion. That's your last name. What the city's named after. They say over 2,000 soldiers are on their way.
Argyle, if the king comes, we cannot trust them.
Yes, we heard news that you're a traitor, and that's a load of horseshit. Nobody believes that, Glynis.
I appreciate your faith in me.
Quick question, Argyle.
What's up, Yonsei?
If that's horseshit, is Glynis actually the half-brother of the king? Or is that also horseshit?
Yonsei, you're a little too young for me to have that talk with you. But Glynis and
What?
you and I may need to have a conversation, because...
How old do you think I am?
You're like 13 years old, Yonsei. Look at your feeble arms and hairless chin and honestly just sour childish disposition, thinking I wouldn't have noticed you pulling pranks on me all these years.
You didn't notice!
Look, I'm not your parents, Yonsei. I can't tell you about the birds and the bees, but for all intents and purposes, Glynis is my son. Or at least grandson / ward, alright? Now, I'm not your father, Glynis, by blood, but I raised you, effectively, in a delirious state, and as such, I feel a kinship with you, Your Highness, and your family. Do you wish to have this conversation here, on my soapbox?
No. I can't...
I'm like 23.
Argyle, I may need that information one day, but for now, let me act as Prince of Livistio.
Okay.
Actually, is the king coming? Is this really happening?
You're still a Prince of Livistio, no matter what. I want you to know. You're just not the Crown Prince.
Okay.
Fuck.
Good information to have.
Yeah, you can't take that title away from you. You can't strip a prince of his princedom.
Goodness, this might be hard news to hear right now, but I think this means our marriage is off. I was going for the crown.
Fair enough. My sister is eligible, I hear.
I'll wait.
She's a baby.
Yonsei, you're not that
No
young.
one understands my humor.
Quickly have this bee devil murdered. He calls, pointing at Yonsei. I'm just joking.
Argyle, Argyle, the king is in league with the demon Sigmaloth. He has been ensorcelled by him, by one Baron Bryce Bronson. I have been fighting them this entire time. If he is to return, I am going to have to fight him, and I will not see our country overrun by demons. Is he coming from our south?
Yes, Your Highness. That is what news has said. And worse yet, and I mean this with all sincerity. He's hired Boolean mercenaries. Specifically, from a Toronto character.
See. Argyle, I need you to get all of these people into the castle.
To the castle?
Yes. I would not see them burdened by what is to come. Or into the city? I suppose the city is a better place than the castle. The city. I'm sorry, I consider the entire city my castle. It's just old habit. To the city, please.
Would it not be better to go south, away from the bullshit?
Not towards the king.
Well, it's not like they're cutting down our... Are they cutting down our people?
There is going to be conflict to come, Argyle.
Yes.
I need these people safe, and it seems that our fight may be down south. Party, this news is troublesome and horrifying, and I think changes my perspective on what is to come here.
I can take you to Sir Morrison and Annie Flanagan.
Please gather them for me.
Okay. Do you want to follow me, or am I just... should I bring them
Take
here?
them to me, or take them here. Bring them here.
He
We need
does
to
a little
confront-
leap and clicks his heels together and starts trotting.
Oh god.
It
So
is
bad on his knees. His hips
We
can't
need-
handle that accord of enthusiasm.
He's riding a high, Yonsei. You gotta let him have it.
Jesus.
We need to confront Father. If he brings a Boolean army from Toronto, we know full well that those are demons. We know full well what his intentions would be for the country. There is an army 2,000 strong to our west. We could ask for their assistance, though it would pain me greatly. I wish to march our armies to meet him,
The king?
the king. I ask
So,
for
how-
permission.
Go ahead.
I ask your permission to bypass email and not bring them, but I will cede my ambitions, if need be, or pride, some combination, if you desire us to ask for 2,000 strong at our backs.
Sneffer, you look confused or concerned.
I'm looking at the map. Looking at.
Okay.
It looks like there's a roadway that goes from the Red Blades camp through the foothills to Icon. But I don't know.
I see that
how-
road too, and that's kind of what I
I
want
think
to
it's
do.
a river.
It is indeed.
A river. Ah.
There are still pathways to get to Icon that avoid / circumnavigate Hylian. It's just a pain in the ass.
What? Hear me out. If we tell Emil Hammer that the king is on his way to Livistone right now, and you want to team up and kill him and the demon bastards together, and
is
then
what
figure
I'm-
out what we're gonna do after that.
This is what I'm asking you permission not to do. But if this
Oh,
is
not
your
to do.
desire, I will do.
We're related. We're kind of thinking the same thing here, buddy. Unfortunately.
What
Also,
what I'm trying to ask in a flowery way is, I'm gonna march our army down to fight the king because that's what has to
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
And the smart thing to do is to go talk to Emil Hammer and say, "This is what's happening. I'm going to go do this. Come fight demons with me, or stay here. But like, we need to ask for 2,000 men." And what the prince wants to do is not do that. He wants to either talk to Emil Hammer and say, "Sit your fucking ass here. I'm gonna go kill demons and come back for you," or he wants to just ignore the hammer, march his armies to meet the king and deal with these demons.
Snapper votes for the first one. I like
But
the first one.
he's like asking permission to do that because he knows that, like, ignoring the demon fighting army in his land is not wise and is a thing of like pride and perhaps ambition, and he wants to do it very badly, but he doesn't want you guys to like not have the opportunity to say no. We need to at least attempt to get emails army on board.
So currently we have 2,000 enemies to the south and 2,000 enemies to the west on different sides, and only one of those sides doesn't want to outright kill us on sight, which happens to be the Nordians and not the demons.
I think they both kind of want to kill us on sight.
They want to kill us on sight, but I think that we have a better chance of negotiating
One is more likely to
humans
listen
than
to us.
demons.
Yeah, because they're not demons.
My point is, no matter what, we had to fight a large army, and I trust our ability to negotiate with Nordians better than I trust us not to be dunked on by demons.
I think it would be quite foolish to face this enemy that the Hammer would have to face himself without at least his aid. If we are to act as his bulwark against the people that he came here to defeat, we have no chance in the coming conflict.
So be it.
We
It is
must
decided.
have his aid.
I
I
mean,
am
alternatively,
disappointed. I am
Alternatively.
disappointed in all of you, but I will heed your counsel.
Arlay?
have an
Wanted to
alternative
die against the
proposition.
demons, you fucks! Honor and glory, brother!
The alternative proposition I have is that we say fuck you to both of them, clear out the entire city, let the king arrive, and then when email shows up to take over the city, he's taking over the king and the king's men. And then we come in afterwards and kill whoever's still alive.
That was something I'm thinking about, but we don't have a lot of time to evacuate 1,000 people, which would take
Is it 1,000
17
people still here?
hours.
I
more.
just made up a number.
There's
There
more than
are
1,000?
Way more than 1,000 people here.
1,000 people will take me 17 hours alone of water walk.
I'm just.
Yeah.
I cannot see a situation where allowing the king to sit the throne for even a moment is wise. It
Yeah.
would
I mean,
end
we can
our lives, most likely.
send everyone to Itchin to go hide in the hills over here, while the Red Blade sends people up as well to protect them.
Beyonce, that's what they're already doing. The
People are already
Count-
going to the hills.
Yes, the Count is sending smaller parties, though, rather than having a mass exodus of confused people, and their army is effectively skirmishing with Emil Hammer as we speak. Effectively
Okay, so
buying
that's
time.
not possible anymore.
How many sending
not time for
messages
that.
have you left between you?
One for now,
Zero.
but I can do it again
Except for-
tomorrow.
Snafu and
Yes.
Dizem, it is the 4th. You did your short rest
Oh,
on the 3rd.
2.
So you have another recovery.
Oh, I have 2.
I do not get recoveries.
Then get wrecked. My bad. I'm sorry.
I can send 2 messages.
Do you still want me? I mean, I can take her Sale. We can go murder Hannah Flanagan right now, and then I'll revive her. And then we'll have 2 wizards. And
Is this like a real plan?
again, this
like,
is yes, it's a real plan. Everyone is laughing at me. Oh, Yansa, you just can't go kill people and then revive them to get rid of curses. Yes, I can.
Right, I understand that this is like a meme and like is mechanically a thing that can happen in D&D, but is this like a thing that not only you are proposing but is likely to work? Like, do we understand the mechanical magics of D&D to work this way, or are you just proposing murder, right, in the eyes of Glynis?
I mean, Yanse's understanding of magic is that spells end when you die. Like, a spell doesn't work anymore if there's not a... Like, a curse doesn't work anymore if it's not anything to inhabit it, right? I don't know. Yonsei's magic
But-
works on people. So like
But
Yonsei's
they're-
like, if the person's dead, the magic stops working. Then you bring the
they're-
person back.
There are great
But, like-
curses that cause undeath, though, Yonsei.
Also,
Is this one of them? I don't know anything about it. I'm just saying it doesn't
That's
hurt
fair.
to try.
John, is this a thing we understand about magic? Like,
Sneffer, give me an Arcana
do
check.
we revivify people?
On it! Arcana check. 21.
Sneffer, Feeble Mind is a common punishment that archmages deal out to their apprentices. It is probably one of the most well-known disciplinary spells out there, and it is an 8th level magic that cannot be superseded by anything lesser than a Greater Restoration, a heal spell, or the theoretical wish spell, which effectively would just be the heal spell cast by a wizard. Even if you were to kill a person and revive them within that 1 minute difference, the magic would hold. Maybe if they died for weeks or months or years and then were revived by divine, I believe the Raised Dead has a time limit of a year, or True Resurrection, then the spell might be lifted, but with a simple CPR spell that is Revivify, Feeble Mind would hold.
Oh, I will explain that to Yonsei.
That's dumb.
Okay,
But 8th level
so
magic,
it is a thing, right? Magic does work this way. We do know that Revivify would work. So Yonsei is not proposing that we murder a wizard to Glynis. She's like Yonsei, he is like telling Glynis like this is an option, and then Snefru goes like actually not really. This makes sense. and it's
Actually,
fine.
yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Cool.
Still.
Yeah,
think
then that's
that
a
should
bummer. We like Glynis gets excited by this then and is bummed out that it doesn't work. Okay. I need Flanagan and Morrison with us. I need to get our armies. I need to get back in charge of our armies. I want these people moved if possible. If they can't, then so be it. I want you to make 2 sendings when we're in movement range again. 1 identical sendings to Vidar and the Red Blade that say plans have changed. The king marches from the south. We're go, right? Like it's like this is the go time message. The plan is to go, but I will parlay with Emil, and we will face the demons.
The plan is a go,
Flanagan.
but I will parlay with Emil.
Yeah.
Take a note of that, Sneffer, because we will not get to resolve them until next session. That'll likely be the first thing we will deal with. However, Hannigan, Flanagan, Sir Morrison, and Argyle will return to be extricated / removed out back to the city where you have your soldiers at Dyson. That's why you guys came here, after all. And then we can figure out what the civilians will, or the plan there is. However, on the night of the 4th, close to midnight, Snefru, you will be getting a sending spell from a certain sorceress / Glynis's aunt Rienne. She has taken the 2 days, a little bit more than 2 days, to study up on Sigmumoth and make moves of her own. And she tells you, Snefru, hold your horses, hold the prince's horses. I'm sending his grandfather to you.
Whose grandfather?
Which grandfather? Who's his grandfather? Oh no!
Wait a second. Glynis's
Secondly-
grandfather.
Which grandfather?
The
She's
elf,
playing
the one that's still
pronoun
alive.
game. Who knows who he is in this sentence, but this is the
My
message she
grandfather?
sends.
Oh, this is gonna be rough. He's really disappointed with my existence in general.
You have a response you can send immediately, Snefru, which I don't want to steal from you, so do so now if you can.
Thank you, O mighty great sorceress Rian. I will hold the prince's horses and await his majesty.
Assuming that it's the other grandfather.
Next up on the things that are happening by way of putting people into order is that Mayrel Wymark is kidnapped from wherever the fuck she was, including her grandniece, Myceli Wymark, by Smiling Sam, who informs Glynis by way of sending, hey, I kidnapped both because I forgot who exactly I needed to kidnap. Sorry, but they are in your dungeons awaiting your interrogation and or torture.
Please find them rooms suitable to their station in the castle. They are our guests, and I will be there shortly.
I lost you, John.
I got the what the fuck in lip reading. That's about all I
Someone just start ad-libbing for
God
him.
damn
just
it.
guessing what he's
Hello?
saying.
Alright, it's
Oh,
back.
Hey!
I don't
It's
know.
the wrong audio, but sure.
Alright, what was the last sentence that came through
Alright.
other than what the fuck?
It was just what Glynis finished saying. We didn't hear anything after what Glynis
Yeah.
said.
Okay, perfect. They will be moved not to the dungeons, but to the King and Queen's Chamber, which is the only one that survived since the floor
Perfect.
underneath of the other one.
Love it.
Beyonce's
Good
room
stuff.
is gone.
It's true.
So sad.
Presumably, Snefru, you will tell
Beyonce, we need
Glynis of the horses needing to be held, and that somebody's grandfather, likely Glynis's, is on his way. I suppose there would have been enough words to add a more to come, but guys, you're gonna use some familial connections, like good old royalty that you are, to get some backup here in a bit. And we are going to end our session on those two cliffhangers. The Wymarks in the castle, not the dungeons. And of course, elf reinforcements. Along with the shadows, that of course is Dad's coming up north with a demon army. Oh, invaders to the south of your city, who you were resolving yourself to ally with to defeat the greater threat, come what may. Oh, we are just in a bundle of ordeals right now, guys, and I'm so happy where we are. Who's ready for experience, as well as some reputation points?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, for reputation, Dizem, please
One
subtract
honor away from Dyson.
4 loyalty.
Subtract 4 loyalty?
Subtract 4 loyalty, 1 per insult / a grievance that Yonsei levied against you, publicly in front of all of your friends, as well as some spectators who were paying attention to your conversation. I'm sorry. Sucks to suck, Dizem. But you know, you should have behaved better and treated Yonsei better. He throws mud, and when the mud starts
Sticks.
slinging, reputations get damaged. Don't let your friends get beat up
Beyonce
by
had
potatoes.
grievances.
Fucking, come on, man.
I was gonna be okay with just one, by the way.
Next up, for automatic losses to reputation, Yonsei, go ahead and subtract 1 honor for publicly decrying that we're going to lose this war. That is defeatism right there. How dare you, in front of your prince, in front of your friends, in front of random spectators who are listening, how could you say we're gonna lose? You're gonna win! That's the whole point of being a leader,
I
right?
had been beaten by potatoes. My morale was low. I just met the most
For
normal man
pluses and
in
minuses.
existence who put on a pair of sunglasses, and for some reason that was terrifying.
True. How dare you give
I'm
him
okay with a low honor. Yonsei's always had a low honor. It was weird that I was getting close to 5, so...
Does anyone else have suggestions for bonuses or subtractions?
Can we put 1 to Glynis's intelligence for not immediately running into a situation?
What would that translate to via the reputation score?
I don't know.
I mean, obviously, Glynis needs ambition here. He's like, I'll fight him, and then I'll fight him, and then I'll fight him, and I will beat them all.
I'm coming back for you. Don't you go
Look, time
anywhere.
out to punch out my father or kick him to death, and then I'm coming straight for you, bro. But don't you stop.
This is a temporary ceasefire. Our beef is not done.
It better be a temporary ceasefire.
I don't think it's gonna go to ambition. I think I want you, Glynis, to add a new reputation slot. You're not just a man of the people anymore. I think you're a firebrand. Glynis, you are an inspiration, honestly, to anyone who has passion in their hearts to this kingdom. You've never once strayed from the path of Livistio will one day be mine, and everyone who is in it kind of belongs to me and I'm responsible for. I think, you know, it's not tyranny. It's something else. It's like beyond patriotism. And it's inspiring to watch, seeing Glynis resolve himself. Go ahead and add 1 to Firebrand, or have it replace ambition entirely. Since you've already maxed out ambition. Our reputation evolves kind of like Fire Emblem, where you never know what kind of class you're gonna get.
We've ranked up. We're now a Wyvern Rider.
Yeah, you're...
So I lose 4 loyalty, right? But I feel I should at least get like an ambition because people want me.
You have options.
The
do
enemy team really want me on their side.
You
And I'm still on this side.
today, for sure.
Look, someone
Shame
in this
on you.
group, and I won't say their name, is actively putting dirt on my good name after I've healed a large portion of our army for free. I'm not making people pay for this. And the one moment I offered to heal them, but they still badmouthed me in front of all my good friends. Now it's rude.
Shouldn't let me get hit by potatoes then, huh? Should have considered that.
You could have joined
It was
in on
funny,
the
yes,
on the fun.
but what did my heart say? My heart was broken.
What do we give Orsale? Orsale has what, 1 to honor for trying to align forces against the demons?
I think 1 to servility for.
I think he
being-
gets negative servility for
Oh
trying.
yeah, for
or, like,
sure. I
negative
backtalked
loyalty.
the prince.
I think he gets like
14 times.
negative loyalty or servility or honor or something for being like, no, these people that are invading us and killing us and taking our lands, my sacred lands that I am the champion of, we should just totally let them do their thing. Like, just let's be friendly.
To be fair, I think you are at 0 loyalty, right?
I'm at 1.
Yeah,
I
go to
gained a
0.
loyalty last time.
Go to 0 loyalty.
Go back to 0 again? Jesus.
Yeah,
Just waffling back and forth.
I mean, that wasn't exactly the point I was trying to make, but I understand where you're coming from.
I think actually your loyalty will evolve as well. For you are no longer, or in my opinion, loyal to the country of Livistio. You are instead, like, loyal specifically to the bear mother of Livistio, or the patron primal god. And I think we can expand on that rather than going into the negatives of Livistio kind of sucks, and it's run by demon worshippers, and the loyalty is disloyal to what really matters, which is the patron god that allows them to even exist in the first place. I don't know what that should be called to summarize, but Ursale's like, what do you call it? Focused? Maybe
Purist?
not focused. Say that again?
A purist? Livistian
yeah.
purist? He's a Puritan.
Not
Oh,
a
God.
Puritan. He's more loyal to the concept of his faith and the tribes. Return to
Piousness?
bear, I believe you said at one point.
So take +1 bear.
Yeah.
Bear stat.
Put... We'll workshop it. But loyalty to Bear Mother definitely needs to go up by like 2 points here. For sure. Like, Livistio
We can
as a
call it
government...
mommy. We can call it his mommy raider.
Or
How?
just piety.
Ursine
Piety
mommy.
+2.
Piety? I like piety.
Big
Piety's a
mommy
good
is
one.
funnier.
I'll
+3 to mommy.
I'm gonna let Corin decide what this name will be called, because I'm sure we can
Your
add
bear
like,
daddy.
Bear
Daddy's loyal to bear mommy.
True.
That's how that works.
The bear daddy.
They're a
loyalty.
cohesive family unit. Great parents.
Bear hegemony.
They definitely have kids. Yeah.
Something along those lines. I like where
Ursali
Ursali's
has
headed.
children.
You know? Who haven't we gotten? Snefru. God, Snefru. What can we say about you? Other
You got
than
his hat
just
back.
brown nosing to the prince at every opportunity. There's got
He gave his hat away in the first place, which was really big.
I think there's something to be said beyond the fear that you have of the Brimland people, specifically the Archmages. Because it's true, if you called in the wizard reinforcements, this country's burning up. It's gone. It's getting dissolved from the roots up. They would quite quickly, maybe there'd be like a little bit of negotiation room of like, yeah, the prince did report his own father for demon bullshit, but like, who knows how that could have turned out. They would definitely be a massive destabilizing force, and I kind of need to interrogate Snefru more about his position on what he views of his own order, the wizards that empower him in the first place. Is this like an independent slash... what do you call it?
I think all lower circled wizards are just... I mean, you're asking me to send a letter to the nukes. That's what you're asking me to do.
Yeah. Are you...
And so the less I have to call upstairs, like don't poke that bear. Like if they do hear something, it's got to be positive. Like, oh, there was something, I took care of it.
Sure.
With my ward that I'm sworn to, Prince Glynis, he rocked, he killed it, he kicked their ass, he kicked their ass. Livistio's fine, don't worry about me. Here's my invoice to cover my cost.
Here's my invoice. It's like 4 billion gold.
Yeah, we took out a 2,000 gold loan to that one sorcerer. Uh-oh.
He did that. He's still learning. We're gonna pay that back.
Okay. God.
That was Yancey, actually. You can
Don't
say
send
that.
me to floor 72. I don't want to go to floor 72.
I kind of want to be like arcane bureaucracy here for you, Sneffer. I want to give you some new thing of like, we must avoid the Brimish bureaucracy. I don't know what to call that either, so I'm gonna let you add that
Anxiety.
and call that.
Fear the black ties. When the black ties come, nothing survives.
Avoid the lawyers at all costs. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah, yeah.
Archmage and anxiety.
Archmage's insane. Go ahead and increase that one. If you hit 10, you have a heart attack. If we're at that point of like dealing with it, it's like, yeah.
And then I can do
Stephanie-
Revivify, right?
You have my permission to revivify me if I have a heart attack from archmages.
Great.
Good. He just keels over. What's that?
I need that signed. There needs to be a contract.
I wonder if there's like D&D DNR cards. Like you just like get a
Yeah,
do not
right?
revivify.
Do not resurrect at all costs. Yeah.
There's tattoos.
You come to the clerical temple and they're like, "I'm sorry, your ranger friend just we can't do it. He signed a DNR. His
We
spirit
have
is
it on our
sealed."
records, you know?
Yep.
Very true. Guys, anyone else want some reputation before I give experience? Did we ever solve Dysums? I'm so sorry if I skipped out on that.
I was arguing that
You get ambition.
I lost loyalty, but I should get some ambition in return.
I agree, for sure. You gave
Yeah.
the sunglasses to Emil. You're keeping your options open.
Like I lost
like
4
it.
loyalty.
You're padding your
I
resume.
went-
I respect it.
People love me.
Some people love you. Asterisk.
Yonsei has harmed your reputation, though. This definitely
Yes.
deserves
Yeah.
a scene between you two.
And you know what? I will not hold this against them. They held it against me, but I'm
How
gonna be
dare
the.
you turn the other cheek, you monster?
Dyson's the most human of us, I suppose. Yonsei, did you get anything, or did we just subtract your honor?
I got one. I lost one from honor, which I feel like fits. I feel like I should get like a joke meter of like how funny I was.
You're so funny. They beat you over the head with a stick.
Like add +1 to bag of potatoes. Like every time.
No,
Every time
Yonsei,
you're
I
funny
know what
enough
it's
to
gonna
get
be. And it's gonna be from an old system that, someone may make fun of me for using. I want you to add a new, reputation meter called Heat. And I want you to up that by 1, because you are a wanted person. And
damn.
Sooner or later, bounty hunters are gonna come to collect. Unless you can lower that heat. Oh man.
I
It's
like
gonna
it.
all be the halfling mafia. They just show
Yeah.
up.
I do want a bottle
know they're
session in
real.
which it's just Yonsei one-on-one with John, and the whole session is just Yonsei running from, fighting, and escaping the like halfling mafia assassins.
Hell yeah. I'll start drawing.
Everyone
up
else is on the
graph.
beach having a good time, and Yonsei's just fighting for their life against the halfling tailors and stuff.
I've been
Run
through
into
so
like a
much.
butcher shop for some reason to escape, and suddenly knives.
Mhm.
Definitely very
Also,
John Woo inspired. Yeah.
For sure.
We've definitely labeled our post-war beach session now.
Yeah. Sneffer's cousin Snoop should also get 1 heat.
So that's my backup character, Snoop.
Yeah, Snoop. Yeah, it's
Snoop
true
also
heat,
gets 1
actually,
heat
because
for,
Sneffer
like-
played himself off as.
Snoop
Both
has
of you are
Snoop was
his
Wizard.
reputation here now. Yeah. The audience know him.
Alright.
Emil Hamper, like that
Experience.
fucking Snoop guy.
Oh,
Something was
please-
off about him.
Please take home 800 experience. We had a ton of great roleplay today, as well as developing so many relationships, as well as some quest lines. Good job, one and all. As always, it's a joy to play D&D with you all. I hope you all have a lovely night, wherever you are, watching, listening, performing. And as always, Don't die. Ooh. Ooh.